This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest 100% organic cotton bedding from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with airy blankets, cloud-like duvets, and breathable sheets. You'll experience pure comfort on night one and feel your bedding get softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com with code CUMULUS. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
It's the Bob and Tom Show. Hello, everyone. I'm Chick McGee, and this is my first song. It's a song about something I'm very familiar with. My life as a ladies' man. Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
He can't get enough.
I know that.
He can't get enough.
Tell me something I don't know.
He can't get enough
of that nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. I'm a sex machine. Stanky.
Nasty stuff.
That's right. I am bad.
Oh yeah, you bad. You bad. You bad.
I am a bad ass.
You bad.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Testify.
I'd give that a right on, brother.
Word up.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying. Oh my goodness. I'm feeling it. I dance as good as I walk. And frankly, I'm a little frightened. Lay it on me, ladies.
He can't get enough.
Give it up.
He can't get enough.
Give it up for the Mac Daddy.
He can't get enough.
I can't get enough.
Of that nasty stuff.
Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Oh my goodness.
Nasty stuff.
This has never happened before. I apologize.
Nasty stuff.
Does anyone have a towel or a moist towelette? Well, thanks for the bump and grind. I've got to bust a move. Peace out.
Nasty stuff.
Hey, how about that damn guy, huh? Wow. Good morning. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Jess Hooker at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Chick.
Hello, Pat. How you feeling?
A little bit better. Thank you for asking.
What's the joke there? Aren't you supposed to say, why don't you feel me? Or something like that? How you feeling?
That'd be a nice
why don't you
little
come
go.
over here and
That's
feel me?
I don't think that's the joke, dude.
Is that a joke?
I don't think so.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
We've got Mumbling Tom today. There's Ace Cosby.
I was just talking about the nasty stuff.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom. Here's Walt. Hi, Tom. How are you, buddy?
Good.
All right. Rein her in. Here we go.
Are we going to be able to get a song out of you, Pat? Is your voice okay?
I think so.
Okay.
They're going to be okay.
That's helpful.
Take it easy at first.
Okay, well, we got a big show coming up with Patty G, Willie G, Jeff Oskey, Joshy, Christy, yours truly. It's going to be the evening of this Friday evening, I should say, at Charleston. It's the big theater there on the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center.
This is the evening of Friday, right?
The evening of Friday.
Yes.
This is the evening of the day, as the song goes.
Okay.
Now, but we'll be there in the morning as well with a very special live event and live show featuring Duke Tomato and the Power Trio for the morning show.
I plan to move in Thursday. I'm going to get a house, marry a nice local girl, go do the show Friday morning, and then get divorced and come back home. What do you think? I'm going to become a part of the community.
Oh, very nice.
Just real quick.
A full couple days.
That's right. A rich, full life for a couple days.
Sounds good. We hope to see you there in Charleston, West Virginia, coming up this Friday. Now, big news in sports. Chick McGee, last night.
You mean Caitlin Clark? And her 41 points, her 9 3-pointers, and carrying the Iowa Hawkeyes.
You know what I've realized about Caitlin Clark? She's good.
Yeah, she's very good. Iowa winning 94-87 last night over defending champ. Shut up, LSU.
And they painted the court right this time.
Yes, that's true.
That was my favorite story yesterday.
Yeah. This is going to be an uphill climb, kids, today.
You want to hear why I like the story even more?
I do, yes.
Now, once again, Ace, I'll talk to you since you're reasonable. You'll recall that one of the courts had been painted improperly, such that the three-point line on one side was a different distance away from the hoop on the other side. And once they noticed that after 4 games, both coaches agreed to keep playing. Yeah, I heard a commentator yesterday saying that wouldn't have happened in the men's division. This is because they're treating the women's division.
No, they're not. And
well, I just thought that.
I think it's a great new rule, and it's a surprise which basket is a little farther than the other.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, why not?
On one of the sports shows, they said that they actually shot better from the regular 3-point line than the one that was closer.
They probably did.
Well, that's because they're probably used to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But I mean, to say that it was to imply that this wouldn't have happened, it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to have an angle on it.
I mean, if it were a bigger mistake, the coaches would have said, we need to do something about these games.
Yeah.
Instead, they all went, it wasn't a big deal.
Right. Final score.
In fact, nobody noticed it for 4 games.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. So kind of fun. So I'm sorry.
Well, we all know your eyes play tricks on you, don't they? Haven't you heard that? Like, what the hell? What did I just see? Stuff like that. No, it doesn't happen to you.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And the ball's smaller, by the way.
Itty bitty bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can almost palm that basketball. I can't. I have like meat hook
the
hands.
ladies' ball.
Yeah, the ladies' balls. I can palm those. For whatever
that came out wrong. For
come
some
in
reason.
handy. And the
hey, Caitlin, come here. I want to try something.
Tom has his own theory.
Boy,
not Clark. Jenner.
Oh, okay. I was going to say trying to make the national news, huh?
Does she still have them, or did she lop those?
I called
off?
this shot early.
Is that rude?
Yeah.
Is that rude to ask?
No. I thought she got rid of him.
Got rid of him, yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner, yeah.
No kidding.
Did you hang on to him?
Say what you want about Caitlyn Jenner.
That's a commitment.
A hell of a sense of humor, too.
Yep.
Sure. Well,
yeah.
Hey.
She's funny.
She is.
When she was in here as
Bruce Jenner.
Thank you, Christy, for finishing my sentence. As Bruce Jenner, yes. Tom was smitten with Bruce. They really hit it off.
Oh, that's cool.
That was an interesting guy.
It was wonderful.
At the time.
Yeah, if you say so, yes.
I thought so.
Very interesting.
Did he have the classic Bruce Jenner haircut?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was here.
That feathered sort of...
the 80s feathered back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that more objectionable or the mullet?
Mullet, probably.
Personally, I think the feathered 80s is more objectionable.
I do too, yeah.
The highly coiffed, air-blown...
Yeah.
I had that for a long time.
Both bold looks.
Yeah. Brave.
Yeah, yes.
Brave hairdos, yes.
Courageous.
I don't know how... You should grow the Mad Professor mullet in the back. I think you would look good.
The so-called skullet.
Yeah, I think you'd look real good in that.
Yeah, well, I need a new apartment.
Yes, you would.
Place to live.
Safety
Probably have to sell
She'd
my
let
car.
you do that. She's not going to... Does she get
I
caught
wouldn't
up
let
in
her let him do that.
The minutia, really? All right, well, maybe I...
I'll have to trim these sideburns before she gets back.
That is really your your thing, isn't it? The big bushy sideburns. That's
She's
you.
wrong, man. I'll tell her.
Good.
I like it.
That's you rocking it, aren't you? Yeah. You are
Look, another
rocking it.
woman, Jess.
Oh, I like the
Yeah,
sideburns.
they're
Yeah,
cool.
always.
Very
Yes.
cool.
Why stop where you are, man? You got to bring them on down.
Maybe
Neil
like,
Young.
like a chin strap. Like
Yeah,
that.
not that far. No, don't be ridiculous.
Who was the guy that did in the summertime?
Mungo Jerry.
Didn't he
Yeah.
have the nothing?
Absolutely.
Nothing looks worse than a beard with no mustache.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
No one can pull that off.
C. Everett Koop was.
Yeah,
rather,
I think that's why he didn't get
Amish?
much
Yeah.
farther. Yeah, it's a terrible look.
His
Can you
nickname-
grow a full beard? Is that your? Can you do that?
I doubt it.
No?
I wouldn't want to try.
He had a pretty good goatee there for
Yeah,
a
it
while.
wasn't.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
not bad at all.
Yeah,
Van Dyke,
it
yeah.
filled in. Yeah, it looked good.
Got rid of it. Oh, when you have little babies and you've got facial hair, they tend to grab it and yank.
Yeah.
Well, as Christy one morning said, we all stopped having babies at the normal time. And you wouldn't have to worry about a child grabbing your goatee, you
can't help it.
weirdo. I can't help it.
These sperms are big swimmers.
Is that
I had a
right?
dream last night. I was given 2 babies.
Just given.
Yeah, to raise. And their names were like D103 and D104. They were from some sort of lab.
Cain and Abel.
And one of them had a cold, and they just came with a letter, and it said, D103 has a cold, use this spray in its nose.
That is fascinating.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have baby fever that bad?
Apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
You'd be a good dad. That'd be fun for you.
I wonder how many times or who's willing to admit it that like Tarantino or somebody who was a screenwriter because that is close to being an entirely fleshed out movie.
If that started, the first 5 minutes, that's going on, I think you're interested.
I'm in. Yeah.
That's a great question.
The
Chip.
elevator pitch is I'm in.
But
Yeah.
your premise, if you will, your question rather, is a good one. What great works of art quite literally began as a sleep dream where they woke up and wrote down?
Yeah. I'm less, because sometimes you'll see something and go, I don't know what I just watched, and then you read an interview and it's like, yeah, well, I dreamt. Oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
It was
No, but
only interesting to you.
No, but sometimes I would agree with that. Having people talk about their dreams is almost always not interesting, but there may be great cinematic ideas or novels that
Could be.
they woke up and I thought of this, and there's
Well,
always
isn't
the famous Keith Richards.
Keith Richards on the airplane, right? Yeah.
He had a cassette going, and he fell asleep with a guitar in his hand. When he woke up, he played it back, and he heard da 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 da.
That's crazy.
He's
And
told
then-
that story a million times.
And then didn't McCartney walk around asking everybody, where did I hear this song?
Yeah,
It was
Scrambled
yesterday.
Eggs, it was
He played it for Lennon. Finally, told him, "No, that's yours."
Thought he
That's your
stole it
song.
in his
And
dream.
then he famously, he didn't have it was he was doing, as you said, scrambled eggs, scrambled eggs, and then I think he was on a bus or a plane or a taxi, and he suddenly thought, oh, yesterday would fit, and he didn't have a pencil or pen, and got dropped off and ran into the place where he was going to say, does somebody give me something to write with? And he wrote down
He
yesterday.
asked Lennon about it, and Lennon goes, "No, that's your song, Dummy Head." That was his pet name for McCartney, Dummy Head.
Wanka.
Wanka and Dummy Head. Yeah.
You wanker.
And I
It's your
think-
song, you wanker.
Now, coming up, comedian Frank Caliendo joining us in the studio.
The big news last night from the ladies' side is UConn upset USC 80-73. Freshman All-American from USC, Juju Watkins, had a run at the end, but just not enough. So you'll have North Carolina State and South Carolina Friday night in the ladies' Final Four, and then Iowa and UConn in the other.
Isn't Miss
matchup.
Watkins supposed to be like the next big thing?
Yeah, she's an amazing basketball player. Yes,
So
absolutely.
that'll be interesting, fun to watch. Now,
I could not check her one-on-one. No way. No way in hell.
Yeah. We have an interesting story coming up about you and your automobile.
Your automobile and you.
Riding around in my automobile. I love that word. Now, we'll talk about you and your car coming up today and how fun it is. And we have something really cool from Josh. The world of Velveeta. I know you're a fan. I am a fan.
Yeah, it has the best melt rate of any cheese on the market.
And,
I am so much a fan. I don't care how it's produced. I don't care how they arrive at Velveeta, just as long as it's boxed up and in front of me.
And I think you told me this.
Well, she told me that.
About the color?
Yeah. About the Velveeta, how it
Yeah, it
arrives.
comes out in clear blocks.
It comes out on a clear block.
Yeah.
But again, I was the one that I couldn't drink. I couldn't use the green ketchup. The color has to be right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll hear about Velveeta in the news. But right now, we're going from the color yellow in Velveeta to the color orange in your feet to keep your feet and your whole body healthy.
Yes, very nice. And it's not just the color that makes orange insoles so special. It's also what they do for you. They offer arch support and a deep cup to properly support your heel, your feet, and thusly your whole body, helping to alleviate any discomfort you have going on. Maybe you've got that back pain that nags you at work, hip pain, knee pain. Look, if you're on your feet working all day, you're putting stress on your body. Orange Insoles helps alleviate that stress, especially way better than that thin liner that's in your shoe currently. My gosh, get rid of those. Think of a table. If it's wobbly, it probably doesn't have proper support. The same goes with you. It all starts from the ground up, my friends. And these things are great for all kinds of footwear, work boots, sneakers, dress shoes, you name it. You can find the right fit for you when you take the insole quiz at orangeinsoles.com. Answer a few questions. They'll get you hooked up with exactly what you need. No cutting required, by the way. These insoles are true to size, so keep those scissors in the scissor drawer. Do you guys have a scissor drawer?
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Yeah? Oh, sure. What else is in your scissor drawer?
Oh, all sorts of things.
A couple loose batteries.
Yeah.
Mace.
Spool of thread.
Mace.
Mace, yeah.
Yeah, and not the squirty stuff, the actual medieval mace.
Oh, a little tiny mace?
Yeah, a little tiny mace.
You don't have mace?
I do not have mace on
I have it in
site.
my car.
You should.
Well, regardless, all
baseball
this stuff can stay in that drawer.
I want to be attacked.
You don't need scissors, spray mace, or a little knight's mace when it comes to orangeinsoles.com. Hey, head to orangeinsoles.com today for free shipping. Plus, Orange Insoles come with a 60-day We Want You to Be Happy guarantee. So, my gosh, you've got nothing to lose by giving them a try. That's orangeinsoles.com. Please give them a visit. Feel better. Do more with Orange Insoles.
Your feet are three-dimensional. Remember that. Now, I'll explain why I have mace in my scissor drawer when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video March 27th.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We're all here. Jess and Josh, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin returns. We're spending a couple days in the south of France with his intended.
It's delightful.
I'm Chick, and here's Tom. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
All right.
A couple quick things. On sort of a serious note, if you listen to our podcast on Google Podcasts, they are folding it up. And it's going away. The Google Podcast apps. You may want to switch apps. You can still listen on YouTube Music, Amazon Podcasts, Audible, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other way to get the podcast.
And the Android user out there, Podcast Addict is a popular spot to find the Bob and Tom Show. Thank you very much. Google killing off their podcast landing spot, interestingly enough.
But don't worry, they'll still decide what information we can and cannot get via other channels. Google's real good at that.
Once again, Josh Arnold angers the world.
Oh, you think so?
I don't have any. Josh Arnold angers Google. That was Josh. I have no qualms with Google or Apple or anybody listening to my voice.
All right.
Now.
Okay. I have a.
You're adorable. You're worried about this.
It's
already over, man. Wormer won, okay? It's over, man.
They've coming up. We have a very unusual story, Pat. I want to give you a heads up on this. Weird Al.
Oh, yeah.
They're a very fine musician, parodist. Is that the word?
They're teaching him now. Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, we have a Weird Al story coming up. I'll give you some warning. Okay, but first we return to the sports page.
Let's quickly go down the Weird Al memory lane.
Yeah.
Some of his songs, or My Bologna instead of My Sharona. I remember that one.
Yeah. Well, the biggest hits have got to be Eat It and Fat.
Yeah.
They were all, he did a lot with food.
Yes, he
Amish
did.
Paradise was one, right?
Yes.
Another one,
Rides the
the Bus. Was
Sure.
And isn't there
I
famous...
Lost on Jeopardy.
Nirvana was in between songs on Saturday Night Live, and somehow Weird Al had the backstage phone number and called Kurt to see if he could do Smells Like Teen Spirit, I guess, or something like that. And Kurt said, yeah, go ahead. I don't give a... Yeah.
Kurt actually asked him, is it about food?
Yes, yeah.
And Weird Al goes, no, actually, it's about how nobody can understand your lyrics. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. You can.
Yeah,
do it.
that's fine. Go ahead.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Apparently, the only guy that ever said no to him was Coolio.
And he went ahead and did it anyway.
Yeah.
But Weird Al has a different take on it. He goes, well, he didn't quite say no. They actually said yes, and we did it. And then he did, after the fact, he tried to be a badass
And
about it.
you can argue it. It's arguably you don't need permission.
Oh, okay.
There's
I've changed my mind about stuff.
Weird Al won because Coolio's dead. So.
He is?
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, he died like a year ago, yeah. Still too fresh to probably joke about, but it's okay.
Is he
It's
from
just
St.
Coolio.
Louis?
Wait,
Why do I think he's from St. Louis? Is he from St. Louis?
No, that's
No.
Nelly.
Yeah.
St. Lunatics? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a stunner. Hip hop guy died early. Let's see now. We've got our Weird Al story coming up.
Just banging away.
Rock and roll people died early.
Yeah, a fair amount.
I think they're. I think the
27
score is
club.
about 3,000 to 200. I think the Rock and Rollers are winning. I bring up Weird Al because I don't know if you saw this story. Vermont State University.
VSU? Yeah, sure.
They have a class on Weird Al Yankovic.
Really?
Yeah, their music class. It's going to be coming up this fall. It's taught by Professor Brian Warwick. He has worked extensively with Weird Al as a recording engineer.
Really?
So it's cool. It's entitled Weird Al and His Polkas. And by the way, parenthetically, I should note the following. Weird Al's band is really good.
Oh.
Sure.
I mean, they are really good.
They got to be able to play anything.
Rick Derringer playing there?
Yeah, I mean, well, on the record, certainly, but his touring band, they are fantastic. They're really good players. So if you get a chance to see Al, he's great. He's been in the studio with us a couple times.
Well, we need to get him back. I need to meet him. He was a childhood hero.
Really?
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
All right.
Remember Al TV on MTV?
I do.
He'd come in and take over. Yeah.
UHF is one of the finest comedies of the last 50 years.
Featuring Michael Richards. Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Victoria Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It may be time to do a new version of Eat It in the age of what's it called? Ozempic. We had that story yesterday, and whatever it's called, Zepline or something. Manjaro, I think it's the other one.
I don't know where we'd be as far as footing goes. Doing a Michael Jackson song of any type nowadays. I just offer that as
I see your point.
You know, something.
Yeah. Well, Al didn't tend to go toward the edgy stuff. It was, as you said, more like things about meatloaf and
Another one rides the bus, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one rides the bus.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Sharona,
Did you?
Yeah.
Bologna.
I missed that one.
My Bologna. Oh, certainly a classic.
This song is just 6 words long. Do you remember what that parodied?
Oh, this song is just 6 words long. Yeah.
I got my mind set on you.
Yeah. That's right.
Now, Pat, are you working on a tribute over there?
Got it done.
It's done already?
To Weird Al?
Are you using an accordion sound effect?
No, just a little guitar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't see in there.
Want to hear it now?
No, I thought
I'd love to hear it now.
I thought I'd build it up so we could do it later. Yeah, sure. Get your guitar out.
But I'm ready to go. Later, now, whenever
Do
you
it
want.
now.
You know, Tom,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I've lost the
yesterday
rhythm. I've
I
been
was
sick, man.
accused of being quite the dick, and I'm doubling down today, trying not to be a dick.
Okay, that's
and
fine.
you've got the dick mantle today.
No, I mean, of course I wanted to play it now. Why do you think I'm
Okay,
bringing
all
it up?
right. Okay.
Yeah, they're teaching a little class on Weird Al. So if you don't know much about comedy, you don't know much about parody, and you want to learn about poetry, how to never change the original melody. Weird Al teaches you that my Bologna is much funnier than my Sharona. What a Weird Al world this will be. There's a class that you can take with your pals that teaches you all about Weird Al. Don't know much about English lit, but you can change beat it to eat it. Okay, class, let's discuss the genius of another one rides the bus. Oh, what a Weird Al world this will be. Now, I don't claim to be Carlin or Pryor, and this could be jealousy. Oh, but I never laughed once, not once, even maybe, at a Weird Al parody. I met Weird Al once out in L.A. He was the nicest guy, I'd have to say. And his movie made me laugh out loud, but not one song, not one, never know how. Like a virgin style, like a surgeon. Learn how to take a song and make your own version. What a Weird Al world this will be. Like pooping in an empty Pringles can for me. Yeah. Thank you, Weird Al. Woo!
All right.
A nice original song about song parodies. Well, thank you very
He
much.
certainly had his
Patty G.
misses. I want a new duck, not his finest hour.
Oh. And don't you
forgot about that one.
Don't you still have the Pringles can with the duty in it over there?
I do. Yeah.
Isn't that it?
Yeah. But maybe we can bring that song back. It's kind of a Christmassy thing, but one of my favorite songs from last year, a parody.
Do it down in West Virginia, maybe.
You want to do that live in West Virginia?
Sure,
okay.
Is it seasonal? I didn't know the Christmas angle. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
It's not seasonal, but I'll do it.
I mean, it's a seasonal. Never mind. Coming up this Friday, once again, the show coming to you live from Charleston, West Virginia. And we're looking forward to it. It's a very special morning show. We'll have a very special commemorative something for everyone who attends in the morning.
Is that right? It's a poster.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And a puppy.
And a puppy for everybody who shows up.
And a new duck.
I want a new duck.
At the theater at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center starting at 6 a. Eastern
Daylight Time. That's right.
And,
don't show up Eastern Standard Time. You'll be early? No, late?
Let's confuse them.
Okay,
yeah, we'll be there. And then that evening we have Josh, Jeff Oskey, Willie G, Patty G. I'll be your host with Christy Lee for a special comedy show. Ticketmaster.com for information. We now return to the sports page with Mr. McGee.
Last night we had women's college basketball. That's right. Caitlin Clark made 9 3-pointers and finished with 41 points and 12 assists. They call them dishes, dimes, Tom. And Iowa knocked defending national champion LSU out of the tournament. 94-87, the Hawkeyes winning and advance to their second straight Final Four. Here's Caitlin Clark after the win.
It's not about last year. You worry too much about the past. You know, you're going to get caught up in that. It's about being present, being where your feet are. Don't worry about being in the Final Four, be in this moment, be in the Elite Eight. Enjoy that and soak that in, and that's what's going to allow you to win 40 minutes, and that's exactly what we did. And I thought we just played a really good basketball game. When they went on their runs, we always had an answer, and that's all you can ask of your team.
Be here now, Tom.
I like that phrase, be where your feet are.
Yes, you should try that.
Being where my feet are?
Being in the moment.
I have trouble doing that, but I'm going to remember it that way now.
Okay.
Be where your feet are.
That's right.
You know where my feet are? They're right here.
But don't, coming up Friday, it is, but let's.
Well, I'm
what
promoting.
About today?
I'm present right now. I was promoting something. It's unbelievable. I'd rather have my dog co-hosting today. Of course, I'm promoting our event Friday. Are you going to be there? Or are you going to be where your feet are?
Partially.
Okay, good.
As soon as I get back on the plane, I won't be there. I'll be on the plane. Anyway, UConn wins 80-73 over USC. Somewhat of an upset. So next week, Friday night, actually, in the women's Final Four, you got North Carolina State and South Carolina, and Iowa and UConn. And then the championship game will be on Sunday. And last night, Major League Baseball time, we had a no-no.
Really?
That's right. Ronel Blanco, which means Ronnie White. The Astros threw the first no-hitter of the Major Leagues this season, blanking the Blue Jays 10-0. The right-hander struck out 7 and walked 2. He walked George Springer, who's always ready to pounce at any point, to start the game, and again with 2 outs in the ninth. Vlad Guerrero Jr. grounded out to end it. Blanco, big smile on his face, raised his arms, and catcher jumped into his arms. The catcher is always the glory hog. He wants to run out there.
I don't think that's the case at all.
Look at me. I didn't throw a ball.
What were the names there?
Ronel Blanco twirled a no-hitter for the Astros.
And who else was involved?
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Is that who you're looking for?
No, there was one other name. That,
George Springer?
Oh, there he is. Hi, George. George!
Worth the wait.
I'd give you some grief on that, but that sounds exactly like something I'd do. It reminds me of my cat.
You like that one better?
No, the tiny one is funnier.
I like the second one.
George Springer?
Oh, that sounds like a wiener.
I'm sprung.
What did the guys say? They're sprung?
I'm sprung. That's in Baby's Got Back,
I'm
right?
sprung. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
No, you're right.
Yeah. Baby's Got Back? Yeah, he says that.
He gets sprung.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Yes.
Yes, okay. We should, the next time we have a really good actor in here, we should have them do that as a little kind of a spoken word piece.
Yeah.
I'm acting right now.
You're a hell of an actor.
A very good actor.
Well, try doing it. We'll get those lyrics for you. You can do a little presentation, perhaps playing your organ while you do it.
You got it.
Something stately sounding.
How about a real quick acting, Pat? You're a supervisor at the docks, and I'm a police officer, and I want to talk to one of your employees. Yeah, is Jefferson Ribel here?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, it is you, sir. I see.
Yeah, what do you need this time?
Hey, where were you last night at 8 p.m.?
I was right here. I mean,
well,
all the time.
Anybody else vouch for that?
I'm here all the time. Everybody knows that.
Well, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Hey, look, we got work to
please
do.
put your erection away.
We have work to do. Any more questions?
Dear Tom, I'm listening to yesterday's show and enjoying the jockstrap discussion. I was reminded of one of my favorite grade school jokes to pull on my friends. It goes this way, and you could use it with Tom, chick. Try this. So that's what
I'm awaiting your arrival.
Hey, Tom, did your dad own a jockstrap company when you were growing up? You say no.
No.
Why do you ask?
Why do you ask?
Well, then how did he support a big dick like you? Huh? That's grade school, right?
That's a great joke.
That's nice. Yeah.
And he obviously understands my gifted qualities.
That's right. The big wiener.
Word got out.
The big peen.
Well, thank you very much. We'll get back to sports.
Yeah, we will.
But I like that phrase again from Caitlin.
Be where your feet are. Yeah.
Be where your feet are.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It's a good mantra.
Be here now.
That should be one of the athletic shoe companies. Is that where that's from?
I don't think so.
That would be good for
good.
Adidas. Be where your feet are. That'd be cool.
Don't look at it too. The more you look at those words, they're meaningless.
What do you mean they're meaningless?
Be where your feet are. You can say that about anything. Be where your nose is. Be where your ass
that
is.
too.
I think the point is
Afrin.
to stay grounded in the moment. Like, be where your feet are.
Whatever. You and your insightful analysis.
Well, Josh, why don't you stay where your anus is, and we'll move.
Now we're talking.
We'll move forward.
How could you be anywhere your anus isn't? That would
Well,
be really something.
Following some kind of very tragic explosion.
I mean, somebody does something, right?
No, I meant like a grenade.
A grenade.
Your the aforementioned body part is over there, whereas your legs are over here. I'd like to be where my feet are, but they were blown off.
How you doing, Pat? You all right?
Pretty good.
Okay.
I'm just acting over
I
here.
somehow blame you.
What about food?
Josh. Hey, you know something? This is a good time for a segue. Speaking of food.
Somebody's going to do something.
Hello Fresh. They've got a great idea for you. Let's make meal times easier.
Hello Fresh.
And at the same time, make food that you're really going to like. Hello Fresh HelloFresh, the simple explanation is as follows. They do the shopping for you. They've got a great menu, over 45 recipes to choose from each week. And when I say recipes, I mean they send you the food. It's already measured. It's in the box, ready to go. And they have, by the way, over 30 calorie smart and protein smart options on the HelloFresh menu. Every HelloFresh box packed up with fresh ingredients, of course. And everything arrives pre-portioned is the way they like to put it, meaning they've done the measuring. All you got to do is put it together. What do you got over there, Jess? What's that?
Sizzling shrimp bowls with spicy mayo. Simple, delicious ingredients, prepped and prepared in about 30 minutes.
I work with a guy that on another little project that does HelloFresh 3 times a week.
Wow.
Because of the convenience factor. See what I'm talking about? Check out HelloFresh.com, and there's a little code here. It's HelloFresh.com/BTS How Sweet. Why am I doing it that way? Well, because that's a free dessert for life as long as you keep your HelloFresh subscription active. HelloFresh.com/BTS How Sweet. Like Bob Tom Show, How Sweet. Thank you very much. Do you want to do your Jackie Gleason thing? You're very good at that. Jane King!
We'll be right back with that.
How sweet it is? Okay. HelloFresh.com/BTS How Sweet. Thank you, HelloFresh. Coming right back with interesting things about your car. Interesting things about a terrifying story, actually, for anyone who's used tools, especially power tools. I mean, this is terrifying. And you'll be going, ooh, God, that was close. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Become a Bob and Tom VIP and get your Bob and Tom fix 24/7. Get all the info in the VIP area at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
A cake before the show.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Hello, Tom. How are you,
Chick.
sir? Hey, man.
Now, we've got our big show coming up Friday morning, West Virginia. We hope to see you there. But right now, we've got our feet. What is it again? We got our feet where our head is? What is it we got?
It's as silly as that. Yeah, whatever it is.
What is it again? We got my feet. Keep your feet.
Be where your feet are.
Be where your feet are.
I think I speak on behalf of everyone. I'm glad you heard about it. That's all I know.
I got to write it down. Be where your feet are.
Yeah.
That was Caitlin Clark. I love that phrase.
She crapped it out in the middle of a press conference. That's all that was.
I wouldn't say she crapped it out. Josh is in bad attitude today.
Not at all. I just don't like this BS love for this stupid phrase.
Be where your feet are.
The things you choose to like and dislike are baffling.
The stuff that breaks through and he holds on to is just
be where your feet on any other given day, if not any other given hour, you would have hated that.
Oh yeah.
Tom,
It's actually a book. Be where your feet are.
So she hacked it anyway.
Get off. What did Casey
principles.
Kasem used to say when he signed off?
Casey Kasem?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? Keep your eyes on the stars and
keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Yeah, keep your ass in the toilet seat. I forget what it was.
That's great, Casey.
Oh, you're going to make fun of that. A brilliant genius man like Casey Kasem.
That's a picture of me and Casey in the hallway.
Yeah.
He was in here.
There was.
Keep your feet on the ground and reaching for the star. Yeah, how many indie bands did you play, Casey, that you helped out who had their feet on the ground and they were reaching for the stars? Oh none? It was all top 40? Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Well, the show was called American Top 40.
Hang on a
not
second.
American Bottom 40. I told you he's got a bad attitude.
No, someone's cut Josh very deep here. I'm not sure what's...
Casey Kasem never played one of my requests. And I have never forgiven him. Just because...
I don't blame you. You know they rerun that
they do.
every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do. I love listening.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And now again, number one, it's Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band.
What's really funny are the ones that
Fifth of Beethoven,
kind of at the bottom of the charts, and they never go any higher, and you never hear about the band again.
Mm-hmm. One hit.
Sometimes you're reminded of songs that you go, "Oh my gosh, I loved that."
If you were writing in, you needed a sob story.
See, that's the thing. My stories were always about being a happy kid.
Dear Casey, I wanted to keep my feet where they were supposed to be, but I got run over by a bus, and they're both gone.
Josh, did you actually write it?
No. No.
Remember that one hit? I'm gone, I've been gone so long,
Yes.
I've been gone so long. Chilliwack? Yeah.
I love Chilliwack.
A lot of obscure great
Fly
stuff.
at Night.
That.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Which one?
Fly at Night.
Fly at Night.
A Chilliwack song that's just great.
Okay, well, now, once again, we had Big news in the world of sports last night.
Yes, Iowa moving on. They beat LSU last night. Last year's defending champ, 94-87. They're in the Final Four. And UConn,
because they were where their feet were.
Upsetting
That's
USC. You know what's going to make this better? If you mention it every break. That will really.
How about this, Josh?
Pound it home.
Keep your shoes where your feet are. Is that better?
Look, I don't fault her at all.
Now, this is motivational. You play this every morning, you get up, you look in the mirror.
Hang on, Sloopy.
Hang on, Sloopy. One of the guys who wrote this, his girlfriend was nicknamed Sloopy.
Really?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not for the reason I'm going to give you, but
nevertheless,
she sounded. It sounded Sloopy-ish when he would.
I see.
What is it like?
Like macaroni and cheese.
Like macaroni and cheese. If it's not doing that, you're doing it wrong.
All right. I thought it was about that dog from the Peanuts cartoon. Little did I know.
That's Snoopy.
Really?
Not Sloopy.
I thought it was a reference to the dog. I guess I should have had my paws where my shoes were. Keep your paws where your feet are.
You remember Henry Gross's Shannon?
Yeah.
That's about a dog. I think the Beach Boys dog or some
No, it's a Beach Boys knockoff.
crap or whatever.
Shannon,
Oh, yeah.
They had a dog named Shannon.
Yeah, that's what it says, yeah. That's
What?
According to the song.
Sounds like a Casey Kasem background story.
Yeah, it's about
Shannon
somebody's
loves
on.
peanut
Nut
butter.
spread
All right. We have coming up. We have
Sounds
Frank
loopy.
Caliendo coming in. Hold on. Get back to the comedy.
Bated breath.
What else is going on over there?
I can't wait till Frank comes in. He goes, I'm trying not to do Madden anymore. And then Tom goes, do John Madden.
Yeah. Do it now.
This is the attitude.
Do it now.
I never would ask him that.
I never would ask him that.
Let's see. Where are we? Rowers from the University of Oxford are criticizing the levels of sewage in the Thames.
Oh, really?
How about that? According to the BBC,
Sorry, Ace.
crews participating in the annual boat race warned against swallowing the water splashing up from the Thames following reports of increased E. coli levels.
What's happening over there?
You know, A. coli, B. coli, C, those are all the good coli.
Oh, really?
There's only one bad coli, that's E.
Wow.
Yeah.
E. coli?
The others are the building blocks of protein.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I did. I had no idea.
Toothpaste has F. coli. It's,
That's right. Yeah,
important
for fluoride.
your enamel.
The point being?
Cambridge, you won both. I'm just keeping my where I am.
Mr. Pretentious actually wants to hear about the rowers.
According to, well, yeah.
Oh,
he spent a lot of time on this. So.
No, I think it's fascinating.
Cambridge won both male and female races. Also warned against the tradition of throwing the coxswain into the water.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Really?
Isn't the coxswain kind of a jerk, kind of a tough love?
Has to be.
Usually it's a smaller fellow or lady. That,
Usually it's a small. Yes, go on.
I mean,
Like a runt?
yes. Thank you. They only use the word runt for the boy coxswain.
Oh, okay.
Like a runt or a punk?
Yeah, I have heard the audio from one of these races, and it's I don't even know how to. Some of the most foul language I've ever heard in my life.
Wow.
They're keeping the cadence going and keeping them rowing quickly. It's very interesting. But yeah, the Thames is just full of raw sewage.
Man.
Gross.
So I feel really bad for the swim team.
Yeah. Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, the rowers. Now, did you know this is a thing now for the Seine and for the Paris Olympics?
No.
They're going to try to do events in it. And remember this? And they did some preliminary events last year, and the E. coli levels were a little too high.
Mm.
So I don't know if they've been able to control the sewage releases into that river. But
so are they going to put out reports that it's no longer a little too high, it's just a smidge too high, or are they going to get rid of
there are certain levels that are acceptable for the athletes.
Aren't the opening ceremonies on that river?
Yeah, but I mean, Ace,
they're not in it.
Ace, those would be on what we call Ace boats. You see, so you could be going down the Turd River in a boat, you'd be okay.
Tom, Don't engage in a
Ace,
conversation.
they're actually have some of the actual swimming events in the river.
Leonard Jenkins of the Oxford men's team told BBC Sport that he had been vomiting before the race, adding that, quote, "It would be a lot nicer if there wasn't as much poop in the water."
Oh no.
Gosh.
Wow, they can see it? It's visible?
You can taste it.
It's nuggets.
Okay. When we come back, we'll be doing anything but this.
We're coming back?
Yeah, sure. We got some cool stuff in there.
Okay.
Cicadas in the news. A great tattoo story I got especially for Jess Hooker.
Be where your feet are.
Because, be where your tattoos are. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Jess Hooker at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
He'll commence to perform in here in a second. There's Josh Arnold.
Chickster.
Over there at the sidekick chair, there's Ace Cosby. Hey. Gonna have that, trot out that joke of the day. I'm Chick McGee. Here's Tom with our special guest.
Our special guest is comedian Frank Caliendo.
Yeah.
All right, Frank.
Yeah, that's
Frank.
what I'm looking for. One of you. All right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. It was a few years back because when I think about you get these sort of seasonal tournaments. Right now, of course, it's the basketball. When you had a TV show debuting a few years back, was it the baseball playoffs?
Oh, that I ruined?
Yeah.
With the commercials every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2007. What are we in? 2024. So a few years back.
That is fresh as the day's headlines for Tom.
No, I just remember all those.
Abraham Lincoln.
I just remember all those commercials and
Frank TV.
Yeah, we had some cool props like a giant hot dog. Remember that?
Everything was Frank's, and then there were bottle openers. And I went to New York City, and the hot dog stands had no billboards, but hot dog stands had my name on it everywhere.
Nice.
There actually was. There actually were like billboards everywhere. But I remember the commercials kept coming and coming and I like turned off my television. I'm like, this is a bit embarrassed. I mean, it was awesome and awful at the same time. Like, it's better than not being promoted at all. But at a certain point, when your commercial's interrupted by another one of your commercials, that's and at the time it was Bush. Maybe he was just president. Well, I guess it was 2007. It was just Bush coming. Hey guys watching the baseball playoffs? It's gonna be good. Then John Madden pop up. Boom! He just got to third base, and I'm not even talking about baseball. You can't say that, man. You can't do that. So that stuff was just going, and it was just constant. And then there were Dish Network commercials that I did that had the same kind of thing. So then there were commercials for Dish, for the satellite system, for then me, for my TV show. And it was very awkward.
It was fun.
And I think, too, remember, they had just started, or it was in its infancy. They had the green screen behind the batter, and they had the ability of putting up a slide that says Frank TV, and it was pretty much there during the entire pitch.
Everything that there was a Frank TV. My face was behind home plate.
It was a perfect storm. Yeah.
People wanted the internet was just starting. Twitter and stuff was starting to come around, and like people wanted to throw baseballs at my face. I was on the bases. It was insane.
Well, the good thing is, thanks to the internet, the hate thing is way up now.
I love it. Yeah, it's fantastic.
A whole generation of just hate.
Oh yeah.
Hate, go online. Frank Caliendo is a great comedian. He's also, they call him an impressionist.
Yes.
Who's your? Did you have a hero when you were a kid? Were you? Did you kind of get the whole?
Probably started Rich Little, and I was on the Love Boat for me. Watching him on the Love Boat, which I shouldn't have been watching at the time because I was probably 8.
Was it saucy?
A little saucy. Yeah, you never knew what Doctor. What was Doctor? I'm trying to think what the doctor was, but he was always with a lady, lady patient. He was also like, get away with that now, huh?
Yeah. The ship Gyno. That's a little.
Where are you gonna go, lady? We're on a boat.
What was Doc's name? It was Bernie Capel, but what was his name on the boat?
Adam Bricker? Is it with Dr. Bricker?
Maybe. Yeah.
Ace, you should know this. This is.
Yeah, it's bad TV.
I'm just picturing Charo a lot. So.
Oh. Coochie.
Charo. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it was that in the Muppet Show. So Rich Little was on the Muppet Show doing Muppet voices, I think. So it was those types of things. But it was actually, for me, I watched old episodes of the Jonathan Winters show with him just pulling props out. Oh, this one looks like, look at this one. Oh, here we go. And he's going to the moon. We're going to the moon, Daddy. That's going to be a fun one. So watching that, it was the Jonathan Winters stuff that really made me want to do comedy. And Then I remember when I was supposed to be in class. I was in class, but physically, not mentally. But I remember being in history as a junior in high school, and I saw Stephen Wright, and I started writing Stephen Wright jokes. And that's what and I couldn't be further from that now. But it was, I remember some of them I wrote, I bought a race car. My brother bought an E-race car. I make skid marks. He cleans them up. It was just like,
that's not bad.
No, they were pretty awesome. Thank you, professional comedian. Josh Arnold. No, I had a couple that were like really thought like, one, I got convicted of killing time. All I did was cancel my subscription, but now they want to give me life.
No. There's like 7 jokes.
Oh, that's good. That is very nice.
Yeah.
But I know nothing about history. 0 about U.S. history.
Well, Frank Caliendo was our guest at the Bob and Tom Sports Desk. Of course, it is Mr. Chick McGee.
Hi.
We've reviewed a couple of the big stories in sports, a no-hitter in baseball.
That's right. We did have a no-hitter. Ronel Blanco, the Astros, threw the first no-no in the major leagues this season, blanked the Blue Jays 10-0. The right-hander struck out 7 and walked 2. He walked George Springer to start the game, and again with 2 outs in the ninth. Vlad Guerrero Jr. grounded out to...
Oh, sorry. I thought you were...
George, keep it down.
George Springer.
Wasn't that the nickname for your Vlad? Or no, you were Tex. That's right. Who was Vlad? Vlad the Impaler?
Vlad the Impaler?
Was that Bob?
I'm not sure who that nickname.
Lexington Steele, the famous adult porn star, had a series of films called Lex the Impaler for a while.
Is that right?
It doesn't really fit, does it?
Not really, but literally. Yeah. It was, boy. Hey, you know Lexington Steele, right?
I have a question. If we could back up for a second to something more wholesome. Why do baseball announcers have that voice? Where did
I don't know. Frank, Vin Scully, maybe Red Barber. I don't know.
But it does seem they always have that. There's an intonation, a big deep drive into center field. It's gone.
It's not just. There's a moment in the book, The Right Stuff, where he talks about how all pilots
talk like Yeager
of a certain era all talk like Yeager, like Chuck Yeager. It's just one of those things, and your chicks nailed that.
That's your captain speaking. Yeah.
And there's a basketball version of that too.
Is there?
For basketball, I've noticed that for some basketball announcers, and I love it.
Yes, the basketball has a little bit of the Marv Albert influence.
Yeah, exactly.
From downtown, yes!
Yeah.
Which whenever I try to do a Kevin Harlan, it becomes Marv Albert. So they must be really close because those voices are so similar. And you're looking for me to do the Kevin Harlan. Don't have it yet. So
can we hear the Kevin Harlan beta version?
The Kevin Harlan. No, let me do it. Let me try it afterward because it's now just since I've done the Marv Albert, it's only you're gonna be like, that's just for Marv Albert. You're right. It's Kevin Harlan. He's overly excited. I can't get into it right now. I get it. It's no,
but I
ruined it.
I, for example, love the announcers that are for the home team, and if you have the NFL app, you can listen to the whatever announcers you want.
Right.
And it's so much fun to go back and forth because you can hear they go back to the one guy and it's. Well, we got the ball in the 15.
Looks like this one's over.
Yeah, the disappointment. Right. It's really fun. But Chicks, you nailed that baseball one. I love that.
Well, thank you. I love doing it actually. And then we had Caitlin Clark say this last night about her Iowa Hawkeyes are now headed to the women's Final Four. They beat LSU last night, 94-87. Caitlin had 41 points and 12 assists. Here she is after the game.
It's not about last year. You worry too much about the past. You're going to get caught up in that. It's about being present, being where your feet are. Don't worry about being in the Final Four. Be in this moment. Be in the Elite Eight.
Be where your feet are.
Enjoy that and soak that in. And, that's what's going to allow you to win 40 minutes. And that's exactly what we did. And, I thought we just played a really good basketball game when they went on their runs. We always had an answer. And that's all you can ask of your team.
She signed up for 40. Her team signed up for 40, Tom.
And I don't. By the way, what I don't approve of is the phrase "a 40 burger."
Oh, for a point. I don't know if I think it starts with 50. Actually,
I
don't know if it starts with 40 or not.
Yeah, it's hack.
It might, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure at this point.
No, thank you.
Okay.
No burgers.
No burgers at all.
No. I like a good burger, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they can't do that with Charles Barkley in the studio, right? Did somebody say burger?
I would be really, really good right now. I believe that would be probably the best. And Caitlin cliche. She said every cliche you could.
Charles,
right
I don't know if you can say that. She's a fine player, and she's just, she's just talking, making sure.
Making sure what, knucklehead?
Well, that
you're like Shaq, but I can understand you.
That's Frank Caliendo.
Oh,
I should mention this, Mr. Caliendo will be on the road. It's going to be April 12th, Verona, New York.
Hey, what about that website? Right
at the Turning Stone Casino.
Frank's website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when you guys used to laugh at me for plugging it was 1999 or something like that?
Yeah.
I'd be looking at my phone. You're like, what are you doing? I'm like counting the hits to my website. You're like, that's going nowhere, Frank.
Well, we'll get to all these things, but right now, this afternoon,
Simply Safe. That's right. That's where I'm going to make hamburgers in my compound, Tom, because I have Simply Safe, the design it yourself, do it yourself home security system, named Best Home Security System of 2024 by U.S. News & World Report, and Newsweek awarded it Best Customer Service in Home Security. Simply Safe has whole home protection, sensors to detect break-ins, fires, floods, and more, indoor and outdoor high-definition cameras.
And you got to be clear, when you say they have sensors, they mean these are devices that sense things. There's not someone around going censoring Chick McGee's shows. That would be. Sorry, you can't watch that.
Good clarification.
And Simply Safe, backed by 24/7 professional monitoring, less than $1 a day. No contract, 60-day money-back guarantee. I've never heard of such a thing, but you try it risk-free, and if you don't love it, send the system back for a full refund. And Simply Safe, giving us many Bob and Tom Show listeners real peace of mind, and we want you to have it too.
What do people do when they send it back? I felt too safe.
I guess.
I was too comfortable.
This worked secure. Too well, I guess.
Yeah.
Get 20% off any new Simply Safe system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Just visit simplysafetom.com. That's simplysafetom.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Read the reviews. Everybody loves your Simply Safe. Coming up, we're going to hang out with comedian Frank Caliendo. Among the stops for Frank, the Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York, Detroit, Carterville, Chicago, Pittsburgh, Columbus. The man's going to be many places. I'll tell you where in a minute. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. After watching this season of the HBO's original series, The White Lotus, this is the tropical getaway I needed. One more pina colada, please.
Hey, you're not on mute.
Oh, I thought I was in paradise. Turns out it was my coffee mate. Coffee Mate Pina Colada and Thai iced coffee flavored creamers. Inspired by the newest season of HBO's original series, The White Lotus. For the love of coffee. Try now.
Good night, itchy eyes. Good night, sudden sneeze. Good night to your symptoms of allergies. Zysol is the allergy medicine you take before bed. It provides powerful relief while you rest your head. Not just all night, but all the next day. Zysol keeps working, keeping allergies at bay. And without those annoying symptoms disturbing your rest, you can wake up the next morning feeling your absolute best. Remember, be wise all. Take Zysol. At night.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We're all here. Jess Hooker at the news desk, and Josh, Ace, Pat Godwin in the performing studio. I'm Chick. Here's Tom, and we do have one of our favorite guests.
Comedian Frank Caliendo joins us here in the studio.
Yes,
it's
sir.
always good to see Frank. Frank is on the road. April 12th, Verona, New York, at the Turning Stone Casino, Resort and Casino.
Oh, yeah.
And do they put you up?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, they take care of the Frank Caliendo.
Yeah, they have me.
You don't sleep in the car?
No.
I'm getting a raw deal.
Your room's going to be ready next Tuesday.
They don't give me the Godwin. They go full out.
I think the last time I stayed at the Turning Stone, I think I got a massage.
Did you?
I think so.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's a hell of a massage.
Pretty good that you don't remember.
No, I get so many massages.
I was thinking more it was like a deep sleep you were in.
I have something, a little something for Frank. We have Kevin Harlan, one of our favorite sports announcers. Here he is calling the Super Bowl the winning play.
Second down, 20, 5:03 to go. Someone has run on the field. Some guy with a bra. And now he's not being chased. He's running down the middle of the 40. Arms in the air in a victory salute. He's pulling down his pants. Put up your pants, my man. Pull up those pants. He's being chased to the 30. He breaks a tackle from a security guard. The 20, down the middle, the 10, the 5. He slides at the 1, and they converge on him at the goal line. Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man. And the players with hands on hips at the other end of the field are looking at him and shaking their head and saying, why, oh, why is this taking place in a Super Bowl?
Kevin, if you're going to run that far, get into the end zone. Don't slide at the 1. You got to score.
I think that's
once
Kurt
you got
Warner,
on the
actually.
field, get into the end zone, my man.
Lord, now they're cuffing him.
Now, they're cuffing him.
Whatever you do, 5:03 to go, timeout on the field.
Yeah, what a pro.
He's always great at that.
That is as good as you could get doing that.
Remember that guy who bet there'd be a streaker? Remember that? That was one of the stories that came out. And they caught him.
What a pro.
Yeah.
That is the best. And you're working on that voice, Anderson.
Yeah, and my favorite part is that he goes 5:03 left, like he just goes right back into it.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of going like I tend to start going Euchre, Bob Euchre, just a bit outside, tried the corner.
Yeah.
It's in that kind of thing, but he's got that 5:03. You can hear where it's coming from, but I haven't captured it yet. It's gotta train those muscles, is what it is.
All right. Once again, we're talking with comedian Frank Caliendo. At the same time, reviewing many of the things in the world of sports. Anything else of interest?
That actually wraps it up, Tom. That's
Okay.
sports. We got a Final Four in the women's and the men's, and we're all set to go with college basketball.
Okay, well, now the official sports outro.
All right, here we go.
This is what you farted for.
Yes, we many, many questions, and she does say that's Tom's daughter.
That's Finn.
And she does say, Chick McGee, this is what you farted for.
She ad-libbed that. I'm not sure why.
And we do have a different... Don't we have a different version of that?
Yeah, we have a version with, let's see.
Everybody.
This is Hart, my other daughter, and let me hear this one, see what's on it here.
Chick McGee, this is what you farted for.
Woo!
Not all the girls in there.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
I think Lucy might be in there too. A little bit.
It could be, yeah. That's very, very nice. Now, we leave the sporting scene and turn to Jess Hooker over there at the Bob and Tom News Desk. Jess, by the way, you're looking great.
Thanks.
You've got your, for those that can't see you, I would say kind of a Linda Ronstadt, 1980-ish. That kind of a semi-bouffant. Very nice.
What about this, Tom? How about Joanne Flug in the movie MASH?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Dead on.
Yeah, how about
I'll
that?
have to see a picture. I don't know who that is.
I believe that Lieutenant Dish, I think. was
Joanne
her.
Flug in the movie version of MASH. Very hot.
Okay. Thank you.
Very.
I'll have to look her up.
Yeah. I don't. Was she ever in anything else though?
The TV shows, I think.
Okay.
It was Flug, P-F-L-U-G. Remember that?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very good movie. So this has been a very unprofessional introduction. Frank, welcome to the show.
Yeah, really great. Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Bricker from the Love Book.
Now, what is happening that is newsworthy over there?
Velveeta has launched its own branded hair dye. On April 1st, the company announced that it is getting into the personal care game with Velveeta Gold, a yellow-hued, semi-permanent hair dye. In a statement sent to Food and Wine magazine, Velveeta stressed that the new product was not a joke. A 4-ounce container of Velveeta Gold is available only on Amazon for $7.50, the same price as a block of Velveeta cheese. Miss Stephanie Vance, brand manager of Velveeta, told Food and Wine, "We are always looking for new ways to help fans live La Dolce Velveeta."
Oh, no, that's so nice.
La Dolce Velveeta.
Now, is that better than Be Where Your Feet Are? La Dolce Vita?
I think referencing a 60s era La Dolce Vita, the movie, that's way before everyone's time.
I have no idea what's happening.
I didn't know that movie either.
La Dolce Vita means the sweet life.
Right.
It's a famous
Bring
Italian.
me the head of Alfredo Garcia? What are you talking about?
No, La Dolce Vita was a famous, what is it called? New wave European
I'm not aware of
independent
that
cinema.
Sort of like the Red Balloon or the Bicycle Thief, or what do you...
And, they did this last year, right?
Yeah.
They did the
nails, right?
They did the nail polish.
Oh, same color. Okay.
It was the same color as Velveeta. Now, Frank Caliendo, you're probably not aware of this. The color of Velveeta, do you want to tell him?
When they make Velveeta and it comes off the conveyor, it's clear. They add the color. It's artificial.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they've got plenty of the dye lying around.
Yeah, so they're using it in other ways. Right.
Okay, I'm lost.
Yeah. The brand said 1 jar is enough to cover a head of short hair. All users need to do is apply it evenly to dry hair, allow it to process for 20 minutes before rinsing it with a mild shampoo.
Is this going to be a new comedian in Las Vegas, Velveeta Top? Oh. Puts props back in the trunks.
Oh. He just cleans up.
Cleans up for Scott.
I bet this was funny.
The nail polish, the Velveeta nail polish, $15 for a 2-pack. For sure. And it was available in finger food red, yellow, of course, dubbed La Dolce Velveeta. So there you go. Pat, do you have a tribute?
I do, yeah. She's into strange concoctions, like a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Makeup, neurotoxins, perfume, she's tried it all. She wants me to smell her nails now, but they look like dripping cheese. I take a whiff of a polish, and it knocks me to my knees, like she has some strange disease. Oh, it looks like a nacho chip, the Dolce Velveeta yellow. Nails like a cheesy dip, the Velveeta sure does smell low. One hand's finger food red, it's nice and kind of mellow. The other hand's a late night snack, La Dolce Velveeta yellow. Everybody, La Dolce Velveeta yellow. One time now, La Dolce Velveeta yellow.
Frank, with your Italian heritage, I'm surprised you've never heard of La Dolce Vita.
Yeah, there's a few things that I haven't heard.
Probably came
out. A lot of them in my family we're not allowed to talk about anymore.
Irma LaDouce phase. And
it was like 1960, La Dolce Vita.
I was born in 74.
I just said 20. I gave the benefit of the doubt. It's a Federico Fellini movie.
Oh, yeah. How'd I miss that?
You're familiar with Fellini. Oh, and here they've got these 1960. They've got, it's black and white, all these Italian ladies with bikinis on. Oh, it's fantastic. Marcello Mastroianni.
It's a pretty good Fellini
Little
movie.
plump-
I give it 8.5.
Oh, very good.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Another joke no one gets, but I admire you for trying it. I enjoyed it myself.
No one gets it. 4 people respond.
Yeah.
La Dolce Velveeta. That's great.
I just respond on your timing as being so.
Thank you very much.
So I'm sorry.
Sounded like a joke.
And this,
I knew it.
This is not the nail polish. This is, first of all, when they do it on April Fool's Day, you kind of wonder.
Yep.
But they really did release the Velveeta nail polish. So. What, they're calling it Velveeta. What is it again?
It's called Velveeta Gold. That's just what it's called.
That does sound like a porno star, doesn't it?
Velveeta Gold.
Have you seen the new movie with Velveeta Gold?
And Lex Steele.
She's hot.
Lexington, please.
Oh, sorry.
Gold meets steel. Velveeta Gold and Lexington Steel.
Metals collide.
Wow. They go deep.
Okay.
Sorry, Frank. We're trying to keep it clean for Frank. But I mentioned that Frank Caliendo
Where's it going to be?
He's going to be in the road. At lots of different places. They would include Verona, New York, at the Turning Stone Resort Casino, where Chick McGee had a massage.
Oh, yeah. Full release.
And it's going to be April 12th.
From downtown, yes.
And things are starting to look beautiful in that part of the country right now. Also, April 24th, Detroit, Michigan, at the Soundboard at Motor City Casino Hotel. And then May 2nd, Carterville, Illinois, Walker's Bluff Casino Resort. May 3rd and 4th, Chicago, Illinois, at the Chicago Improv. 4 shows. Oh, that'll be cool.
You know who's working with me there? Willie Griswold.
Willie G. All right. Fun. And then Pittsburgh, PA, at the Pittsburgh Improv, May 10th and 11th, and the 17th and 18th, Columbus, at the Columbus Funny Bone. So I got some big casino shows and some nice club shows with Frank Caliendo. And Frank, now, I can remember back in the day when you'd come in here talking about the website.
Yeah.
And then your brother'd be on the phone the whole time.
We used to just tabulate something. You could see how many people were looking at the time, and it was pretty amazing.
Downloading the
oh, yeah, that was part
answering machine thing?
Downloading, yeah.
Remember when websites had counters?
Yeah.
Like at the bottom of each one?
Yeah.
So that's what you were watching?
Yeah, we could watch that. You could go to a certain, like, / counter or something like that, and I'd be actually looking at it, and everybody would be looking at it like, you're paying too much attention to that, Frank. And I was like, I was like, I was more into the game of the web. Like listeners would send in faxes and stuff like that. Caliendo, do more voices, less tallying. And but turns out that I was ahead of the game, and now I've dropped way behind. Well, that's the Caliendo curve. That's what happened.
Now you said you're working on a few new voices.
Yeah, there's always, I was talking about that. See, the Kevin Harlan thing. I've probably talked about this evolution of stuff before, how I work on them, but people always find it fairly interesting, I guess. So it's like when I work on certain voices, some are very close to each other. You don't always realize that, but when I would do the John Madden kind of thing, you just take it out of this glottal area and you bring it up, it becomes Bill Walton. How great is that? Unbelievable. This is the greatest voice in the history of Western civilization. So those voices, and a lot of them, people, when they want to work on them, because I would get that type of stuff, and I started to put this stuff on TikTok and Instagram, that there's 2 Muppet voices, because Muppets are not actual voices. They're like cartoons. They're put on by a person, so they're not their actual voice. They're a character which is more exaggerated than the person's real voice. So Kermit the Frog, hi, Kermit the Frog here, and Fozzie Bear, waka, 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 which are also Bert, Ernie. So those 2 voices. If you can do that stuff with your throat, you start to figure out different things. So the first one I realized was John C. Reilly. So did you touch my drum set? Does everybody ever wonder how that come from? That's what that's all about right there. I see Pat, he's doing songs about Velveeta. That's pretty cool.
That's spot
last
on.
time I heard a song about Velveeta, I fell off my dinosaur. I was gonna say, I was trying to think Dino Nuggies, but it didn't work out. So now if you add some air, it becomes Mark Ruffalo. I see this as an absolute win. I had no idea. That's even weird.
That is amazing.
Now if you bring it down even more, it becomes Paul Giamatti. I believe that was probably the greatest pasta song I've ever heard in my entire life.
Bring it back with a side of broccoli, and we'll be working together forever.
Okay, that is one of my favorite moments in the history. That was fantastic. That is so good, Frank.
Thank you.
Frank Caliendo. God, I love that.
Yeah, so those, and if you bring it down, it becomes Patrick Mahomes. If you put a little bit in there and act like a little kid, and it's just trying to figure out where, and then every once in a while you get this going right here, that thing happens, and that thing happens, and they call it frog in the throat. That's why they think it sounds like Kermit the Frog, but it's not. Travis and I are selling insurance. Insurance probably is how you pronounce it, and then see that voice in there can become other people too. That's the Fozzie Bear in there. People say Kermit. I think it's more Fozzie Bear, and then if you get rid of the rasp, it becomes Joe Rogan. Wow, Jamie. Oh my gosh, pull that up. That is effing nuts. Who would do something like that? That's crazy. That is crazy.
Frank, that is fantastic. John C. Reilly.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Who would even think of doing that?
It's so almost a Warner Brothers character. There's a whole lot of lumps.
Yeah.
How many lumps would you like with that?
A whole lot of lumps.
Oh, funny.
Why is that bunny dressed like a girl now? That's kind of interesting.
I was watching one of your videos, and you go, and you're like, "Yeah, I was doing Giamatti," and people kept commenting, "You sound more like Jack Nicholson." You go, "Actually, I think Jack sounds like this," and you did the greatest Jack Nicholson I've ever heard.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti is very. The interesting thing about him is he kind of becomes Heath Ledger, the Joker. It's not that far off. But there's another Joker that's living inside, and that's Jack Nicholson, which, of course, was the original Joker in the movies. If you believe these two voices are the same, I've got a really great piece of land to sell you just west of California, and I will not take it from you.
Are you still working on Paul when he suddenly gets very
I don't like that. Yeah, what's it? It's the what's the movie you love? The wine tasting movie.
Paul Giamatti.
Sideways.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
We have it all memorized.
Yeah, that. What's the thing? What's the kind he doesn't? The
Merlot.
Oh, I will not have effing Merlot.
That's such a great movie. I've watched that movie probably 20 times, and I love that scene. And he's terrific in that.
So good.
In what's the new movie? The Holdovers.
Yeah.
He's good in everything. I don't know.
Yeah, he's the greatest actor.
He's so
really
incredible to just watch. He can contain. It's like a lot of stuff going on, all brought it into just his face and body. Like, he doesn't have big movements, but they feel like they are. Like, remember when Michael Richards, people would do those. People do Kramer impressions, and they'd be all over the place with their arms and stuff. And I was like, no, he does big movements in small areas.
Yeah, he tightens
Jerry,
up.
Yeah, it's right in here, like you just got punched in the gut. So that's what I try to do with impressions is find what's the moment of the person. Paul Giamatti's waiting to explode, right? It's a ticking time bomb. That by the end of this, 3, 2, 1, I am going off. And I will not be able to contain these headphones on my ears. I will lose these cans. I will be gone and out. I will hit my head and be knocked out like Chick McGee at the Turning Stone Casino, laying on that massage table, and I will wake up 2 days later.
In a way you've never seen.
It's almost it's Curry. What's his Tim Curry-ish? Like there's something there too.
We've been schooled by Frank Caliendo. God, I love that stuff. Did you? Obviously, Paul Giamatti for that movie had to have some kind of appliance in his eye. But what I was wondering, if you remember the movie, the character is supposed to have terrible body odor due to some illness. Mm-hmm. I would kind of wonder if he would douse himself in some kind of stench just to make his fellow actors a little bit uncomfortable being around him. I hope he wasn't that much of a method actor.
He wore there was a prosthetic or something like an eye, like a contact type of thing.
It's great.
That it's like the first person I ever saw do something like was Kevin Pollak.
That's amazing.
Excuse me, pardon me, sorry to bother you.
When he would do that, like he was the first guy I ever saw move an eye.
Yeah, I was always afraid that it was going to get stuck. We'll come back with more. We're hanging out with comedian Frank Caliendo. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules. Or just scroll down to the bottom of the page and see contest rules. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We're all here with our special guest. Tom, would you introduce our special guest?
Well, the handsome factor in this room is unbelievable.
Oh, it's off the chart.
Every day.
Yeah, it's because Ace is here, of course.
Jesus.
Is he here? Look busy. Oh, no. Isn't that how that works?
Frank Caliendo is our guest. Frank's a great stand-up comedian, and he also does impressions. Frank's also just a great pure stand-up. But he's going to be doing a bunch of shows, including Verona, New York, at the beautiful Turning Stone Resort and Casino, April 12th. That'll be a great show. Also coming up, Detroit, Carterville, Illinois, Chicago at the Improv, May 3rd and 4th, featuring Willie G. And then Pittsburgh, May 10th and 11th, and Columbus, Ohio, May 17th and 18th. Speaking of shows, live show with Patty Godwin. That's right, Patty G, Willie G, Josh E., Christy Lee, and let's see, Jeff Oskey.
Is there any way
and me.
that you would stop that ever?
Which part?
You mean the fun part?
All the rhyming and stuff.
You mean the part that brings people joy?
Does it, though?
It's going to be...
I envy you thinking
it's going
that.
to be in West Virginia. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Coming up Friday. Friday
you are
night.
hearing stuff that we're not privileged to. Aren't you?
Yeah, that's
else.
my background as a poet. Hope to see you in Charleston, West Virginia, Friday night, and a special show Friday morning with Duke Tomato and the boys, including the Brass to Mouth Horns. So that's going to be a fun show. So we've got we just were schooled by Frank Caliendo. If you missed that, you've got to go check it out on YouTube or whatever. Frank's great. He just showed us how some of these voices are interrelated. But Frank, even I know you've done a lot of great sporting events in your career. For all I know, you've met Tiger Woods. I don't know.
I have not met Tiger Woods.
But Tiger, even at the peak of his career, would have a coach, a swing coach, they called it. Much the same way
That's a golf swing coach?
Yes,
Or just a swing?
yeah.
Knowing some of his past, I'm thinking that.
Fair.
Hey, man, we're swinging, man.
That's fair. But in the case of a comedian such as yourself, you need a little schooling, and that's where Ace comes in, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Hey, chick.
Yes, Ace.
What's the cannibal's favorite noodle?
What's a cannibal's favorite noodle? I don't know, Ace. What?
Ramen.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Ramen.
Now, would that have gone better with raw men, maybe? And is it a pronunciation problem? Or
let's see if it works better with Paul Giamatti. Hey, chick.
Yes, Paul.
What's a cannibal's favorite kind of pasta?
I don't know. What's the pasta?
Ramen.
Thank you very much.
All right.
It's
thank you,
very inexpensive as well. I believe we can eat this all day long. Hello, Clarice.
You have a lovely wife and two beautiful children. Does your wife have a favorite voice that you do? Does she ever weigh in on the professional side of your life?
Constantly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's never good advice. It's just bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. She's had a couple of fantastic ideas. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a voice Does
she hate any?
Most of them, especially mine. Mine is a big one she's not a fan of. Yeah, I don't think that. I'm trying to think if there's anything there. When the kids were little, they liked stuff. Now I just embarrass them. So there was a show called Phineas and Ferb with Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Sure.
Very interesting. That kind of thing right there.
So I would do that for the kids and then their friends, but now they don't want me doing any of that kind of stuff. So my wife, I'm very antisocial, so my wife would just wish that I would talk. We'll go to a neighborhood thing, and I'll just complain to the neighbors about them right to their faces, which is a problem in itself. So no, I don't think she has a favorite voice. I don't think there's anything that she really likes. When I first started dating her, I did the John Madden impression. He was, on TV at the time. And then her dad was watching, she's, I was 25. She's 20. No, she's over 21. So I was probably a little older than that. But she was watching a football game. She goes, "That's Frank there." And her dad was like, "What?" Like, when John Madden was talking on the games, like, well, that's the voice he does or something. He's like, "Oh, okay. This was getting weird for a second." But I don't think she has anything that I don't think there's anything she likes about me anymore, to be honest with you. We're past that.
I'm sorry I brought it up. And then obviously the voices stay out of the bedroom.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that would be very awkward.
Yeah. That's always one that I was just trying to think of what's a good one.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a great idea. We're done.
There you go.
It's good for me. Good for you. Good for both of us.
Pepper Potts is you can rest now.
We're all fine.
We're all fine. Yeah. Just face it. This isn't the worst thing you've caught me doing. Well, yeah. So yeah, I try to the Morgan Freeman obviously, and that's when they realized this was over. Well, he was done. She was not quite done yet.
I wish I could tell you.
I wish I could tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Now we have Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy Lee over there. We have time for a quick news story. Have we missed anything?
A new survey of 2,000 American car owners reveals just how attached people are to their vehicles.
Oh.
According to the poll from Meineke, 50% think of their car as a part of their family.
It's ridiculous.
50% of respondents also said that they would hold on to their current car if given the option because 60% said it because it's reliable, 45% said because it gets good gas mileage. They have a fond memory of the car, 25% said.
Okay.
Like maybe doing it in the car, you think so?
I don't know.
That could be for some.
Yeah.
I know that's where Pat likes it, in the car. Yeah.
What?
Backseat in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
He is a backseat lover. Loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have an attachment to a car?
Do I?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I like cars, but
You drove a different car this morning, and you told me you kind of missed that car.
I did. I've had a Jeep for a long time, and then I got a sedan, and I kind of miss my Jeep.
Oh.
Yeah. Some people just have emotional attachments to their car. Have you ever had a car so long you grew an attachment to it?
No, I've liked cars I've had, but for
Yeah.
me, most of my life, cars have been a source of financial pain.
Yeah.
And so I do not look at cars fondly at all. I look at them as something that's eventually going to cost me money I don't have.
Okay.
That's just how I've lived.
I always loved cars, even when I had no money. I
Can't stand it.
great
Yeah.
car.
Can't say.
No.
Oh,
And I don't like all the stuff on the car. The only good thing that's come out of car technology in the last 20 years is the camera for the backing up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, I give me roll down manual everything.
No
I-
kidding.
I-
My dad?
I hate all that stuff. Because
No
again,
kidding.
it goes wrong, and then all of a sudden you can't start your car. If my window goes down and I can't get it back up, at least I can still start my car in one of those older cars. Now, crap goes wrong, and it shuts the whole effing thing down. I hate them.
If you were the only one with the window roller, you'd be like, "I'm so tired from the window roller." Like, come on.
I swear to God, I prefer all of that.
just yesterday had this conversation with someone. They were concerned about if their car went into a river or lake.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. And they were going, "Oh, that's why I'd like to have the roll down windows. That way I could get out."
What's wrong with that?
Well, first of all, I remember when Mythbusters did the thing where they sank the car. Did you see that episode?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the electric windows still work. And
Really?
Yes. And as part of this conversation, I went online, and for I think $7, you can buy a special hammer
Yeah, those are good.
that'll bust out the window in case. But what are the odds if you're? Well, recently, while driving into a pond, now when we come back, we're going to hang out with comedian Frank Caliendo. Coming up in the news, we have an interesting story about a cruise ship and people getting stranded on an island in Africa, and a terrifying headline with the words "runaway saw blade."
That is terrifying.
A big one.
What is this, a cartoon?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
terrifying. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. The show is also out there for you on our YouTube channel. Watch and subscribe.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hey, Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Shortly.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show at the news desk. It's Jess Hooker.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwood.
Hey, Chick.
Josh Arnold's here.
Chick, you old so-and-so. How the heck are you?
You piece of... Oh, yeah, thank you.
No.
Yeah.
It's
it's a positive.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
There's Ace Cosby. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold with a Bob and Tom comedy legend.
That's right. He is comedian Frank Caliendo, and Frank is doing some road work. Among other great places he's going to be stopping in the near future, it'll be the showroom at Turning Stone Resort and Casino on a Friday night, Friday, April 12th to be precise. That'll be a great show. And then Frank Caliendo is also going to be doing some stuff at the Motor City Casino Complex in Detroit, Michigan, coming up on the 24th of April. May finds Frank at the Chicago Improv with Willie G doing shows May 3rd and May 4th. Get all the information at... Frank Caliendo's...
FrankOnStage.com.
FrankOnStage.com.
You didn't have to spell Caliendo then.
All right.
Is that why you did that?
Yeah. Frank on Stage, because people were always... And that's that, go back to the old see alien do. That's how you do Caliendo.
Oh, yeah.
See alien do. Yeah. But it's just easier to go FrankOnStage.com, and it gets you there.
There you go. FrankOnStage.com. And you're looking good.
Thank you. I've been waiting the whole time for you to notice. Like every other time I've ever been here, the handsome quotient went up when I was fat as I could have been.
That was the first line I said. I said the handsome quotient's way up in the room, and then Ace chimed in, I'm here every day.
Every day, yeah.
Oh, but I thought it was for Ace.
Ace is so good at that.
At taking the compliments from others?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
I've got mirrors.
Yes. They don't lie, do they?
And one of obviously this is radio, and people can actually watch this, but primarily radio. And when you were doing your little hunk a few minutes ago, the faces. I've always thought you could do your famous the younger George Bush. You can do it without even saying anything.
Yeah, just make it happen. Man.
It's amazing.
It's the triangle face.
And your Jack also had a
it's got that in there, doesn't it?
it's amazing.
And then to become the Joker,
you just bring it back all the way.
Oh, that's so fun. That's so fun.
Speaking of the Joker, I got somebody tweeted at me the Joker to do the Heath Ledger because I said Paul Giamatti. Listen how close this is Paul Giamatti doing the Heath Ledger Joker. You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. And one night he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Oh, no. Not one bit. So, me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it. He turns to me and he says, "Why so serious?" Comes at me with the knife. "Why so serious?" He sticks the blade in my mouth. "Let's put a smile on that face." And in the end, why so serious?
Wow. That's fantastic.
Which would be totally different as John C. Reilly, right?
Well, you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. Yeah, and one night he goes off crazier than usual. And one night she goes off to defend herself. I don't know the rest of it, but it ends up pretty bad. And there's something about being serious at the end, which I don't want to be. That's pretty cool right there.
How many of the folks have you met that you've done impressions of?
So I think it's funny because people have started following me on like Instagram and other social media sites when they see that stuff. It's fun. Mark Ruffalo, I don't know if he follows me or not, but one of the things he does is like, if you can speak Spanish, you got the job. Because they always have to dub everything, right? So another one. Seth Rogen did follow me,
which I thought was pretty good. I had no idea if it was even doing a Seth Rogen. Is Willie Griswold around? I heard he's got some good stuff. I don't know. Just speaking of, see, here's another one that's, if you go the Bert laugh, that laugh right there. If you slow it down, that's Seth Rogen's laugh. That that's pretty good there, I guess. I don't know. Try it again.
We're speaking with comedian Frank Caliendo. And Mr. Caliendo on tour. We'll get to those dates again in a second. Or you can go to the aforementioned place.
FrankOnStage.com. Just picture me on the stage.
I had the wrong piece of paper for me. Or you can go to GregWarrenComedy.com.
Yeah.
That won't help you.
No, it's
so
great.
sorry.
I'll have Warren redirect.
Okay. We have Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy Lee right now. And Jess, what do you got over there?
Several Norwegian cruise line passengers were stranded on an African island. Jill and Jay Campbell told WMBF.
Oh, you don't want to know what this one stands for.
No, the M is fine.
No,
the BF is a
the
little
B
rough.
and the F.
Really?
Well, boo-foo is what it means.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
We have a guest, please.
Okay.
Jill and Jay Campbell
I'm
said
still
that
trying
they
to figure out all the letters.
WMBF. That's the name.
Anal sex. Is,
I got that part. It was the earlier letters that I was struggling with.
Oh.
You're crushing me.
They were 8 days into a 21-day cruise in South Africa when they stopped on the island of Sao Tome. The couple said that they were on a private tour of the island, but the tour ran late, causing them to miss the ship's all-aboard time. Despite help from the island's Coast Guard, the cruise ship refused to let them and several other passengers back on board, leaving them stranded without any of their belongings.
The island's Coast Guard. What do you think the Coast Guard of South? Just one guy with an oar?
Yeah. All right. Ready positions, everybody.
You're stuck here.
A Norwegian cruise spokesperson told the station, "Well, this is a very unfortunate situation.
This is a very unfortunate situation.
Guests are responsible for ensuring they return to the ship at the published
Of
time.
course.
And are responsible for any necessary travel costs to rejoin the ship on the next available port call."
This is their fault.
Yeah, they went on a private thing, so they're late. Pat, you're the one that's been on the cruise ships the most.
That's how it works. People get left behind all the time.
All the time?
It's your responsibility. You got to fly yourself to the next place.
So, now, do you have your passport with you, presumably?
Some people do. Maybe people don't.
So if you don't, are you stuck on an African island?
Oh, you're stuck. Yeah.
The Campbells say that a number of other stranded passengers are elderly, with one having a heart condition. One was a paraplegic, as well as a pregnant woman.
Okay, this almost sounds like an April Fool's gag. Wow. They've got the cast of very needy people.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I don't feel sorry for them. The boat's got to go and it's got to go. Snooze, you lose.
I feel sorry for the old man and the paraplegic because they're stuck with a whiny pregnant woman. I'm sure she wasn't quiet about being stuck there.
Pat, you're the one that's been in the cruise boats, the cruise ships, rather. You got a tribute, Pat?
The worst place to be stuck is down in Mexico, in one particular city. You do not want to get stuck in this city.
Really?
The ship just left without us in Ensenada. We were drinking tequila and eating enchiladas. Now I'm running in my Tommy Bahama and her in Prada. A couple of fools who missed the boat in Ensenada. Oh, Ensenada, pray for us, Heavenly Father. This is where the cartel is, mind your business, or your tostada. Why couldn't it be Cabo, Puerto Vallarta? No, we're stuck in crime-ridden downtown Ensenada. Our passports are back on the ship and we are stranded. We have to make it to the airport empty-handed. It happens. Then try to fly to catch our ship's next destination. With no ID, no cash, and suspicious medication. Oh, Ensenada, keep your rotten avocados. We could be robbed and left for dead this time tomorrow. Why couldn't it be Cancun or Guadalajara? No, instead we're stuck in dirty downtown. See, my tongue was stuck. Instead we're stuck in dirty downtown Ensenada. Get us out.
Wow. So you've got no passport, no money. You're on some little island. Can you get off? What do you do?
Well, yeah. That depends.
Get off anywhere, really.
Yeah.
A little imagination.
I bet there's a phone booth down there you can crawl into.
Certainly.
Probably.
Okay, thank you very much. Very helpful.
Look at sexy names.
Right now, the Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is about gaining easier access, certainly, to your own mental health, of course, but to getting therapy. And BetterHelp has come up with a great way to provide you with an option to do therapy online. The way it works is you will do a little quick questionnaire, and they will hook you up with one of more than 35,000 participating therapists. You can switch therapists anytime, by the way, should you desire to do so. But the point of the whole exercise here is that the therapy itself is done online. So it's a lot more convenient. You don't have to get in a car and drive to some office and sit there and wonder what that guy's got going on. No, you just do it wherever you are. So it's much, much more flexible and much more convenient. See what I'm talking about and find your social sweet spot in life by working on your head with BetterHelp. Go to BetterHelp.com/BT Show today to knock 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/BT Show. Work on your own self-awareness and work on your head a little bit. It's good for you. BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/BT Show. And this portion of the Bob and Tom Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Coming up, opinions about April Fool's Day and a very scary story involving a loose and large saw blade on the loose. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast here to tell you about Michelob Ultra Courtside. It's getting fans closer to the NBA with a chance to win prizes like courtside seats, a trip to All-Star Weekend, and much more. Check it out at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Superior Access, Courtside 24-25 sweepstakes, no purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 and up. Begins on October 1st, 2024, ends July 1st, 2025. Multiple entry periods. Visit MichelobUltra.com/courtside for free entry deadlines, and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Pepsid Complete knows that food is one of the best parts of game day. That is, until heartburn strikes. Thankfully, just one chewable tablet of Pepsid Complete provides dual-action heartburn relief with an antacid that starts working instantly and an acid reducer that lasts all day. So you can stay focused on that second helping of chili without worrying about heartburn. All day based on 8-hour symptom relief studies during the day. Use product only as directed.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. All kinds of guests this morning. If you go by voices you're hearing.
Oh, of course.
Tom, explain that.
Well, it's because the guy that does the voices is Frank Caliendo.
Yeah.
Now, we're also going to have a little stop by with Etta May. We'll talk with her on Zoom, which leads me to a quick question. Frank, you do so many great voices as a comedian. Do you do any women?
No.
Have you ever tried?
Yeah, I just wasn't good at it. I just didn't have the register for it. So it always sounded like an effeminate guy. So that was, it never really could make it work.
It's easier for women to do men, like Melissa Villasenor can do.
But even then, it sounds like a little kid more to me trying to do like she does. She's people don't know this. My show was the first show she ever got on television with.
Oh, no
Frank
kidding.
TV, yeah.
Oh.
So it was funny because when she did America's Got Talent, somehow NBC erased my show. Like, she first time ever on TV.
They have a habit of doing that.
Yeah. But Melissa's told people since then she'd actually done my show because there were some people tell me about her, and I was like, I had her on, and she was fantastic, unbelievable, kind of green. She was new, but I was like, this is amazing.
Owen
stuff
Wilson
she's
is
doing.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, and but she was, she was doing some of her, early ones, and I was like, she's so great. And then she was gone for a little bit, and then she did America's Got Talent, then got Saturday Night Live. She was actually doing a sketch with me for the NFL on Fox when she got the call about Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
So I don't know if it was that was the final audition or if I think she got it that day. Like the manager or agent called her and told her she got it because she just like she had this look on her face like, why am I here with Frank? I'm doing this. This is going to be so much better. Oh, it was actually at ESPN. I was doing an ESPN sketch with her. So, but I remember that she got a call and she didn't talk about what it was, but then a couple of days later I heard, I think she got that.
Oh, that's cool.
That day. Yeah.
Have you ever been approached to play a famous person in like a drama?
All the time.
Oh, okay.
They always send me auditions for that stuff. And usually it's I don't know. It's not like super famous people. It'll be somebody in a mafia movie or something. You got to do the research and try and do it. That's a very different thing than a lot of times they don't even go with the person who sounds like the person though. So it's just like, what's the take on it? I even get that for cartoons. It's funny because they'll send you cartoons like, can you do a Scooby-Doo? Like, yeah, everybody can do that. But then it's weird because they're like, well, try and do it different than they normally do it. Do Shaggy, but don't do Shaggy. Like, do it almost like John C. Reilly. Hey, Scoob, would you do that for one Scooby snack? Would you do that for two Scooby snacks? So. But then you see the cartoon and they went with the person who just sounded like the Scooby-Doo. Like, well, why did you have me do this so differently? That happens.
Frank Welker's still alive, I think.
Yeah, it's a weird thing where they always say, try and do it differently. We want to go with something different this time. And then they do that one time and everybody was like, that doesn't sound anything like him. So they never try it again.
Yeah, ask Brian Henson how that worked out.
Yeah, right? Right? I don't... As far as the famous people, they send me more of those than I'd like because I'd rather get like characters to just create and do something small and serious as opposed to trying to do some impression in a movie, which is, like I said, that's what they throw at me most of the time. And then I'm trying to do it more seriously and good, and they're like, that's not very good.
Thank you very much. We're talking with Frank Caliendo, talking about voices. Frank does many. What was the first one you think you perfected when you were young? Madden kind of launched you.
Yeah, more. Jay Leno was one of the first ones that was like I looked in the mirror and he was doing the Doritos commercials like, hey, I'll take from nacho cheese, 5 Doritos, crunch anyone. We'll make more. Me. Then I turned into Beaker from the Muppet Show. So there were some. I'm trying to think. I was trying to do different ones than other people. I did a Tony Dids. Johnny did Samantha. And then when somebody would come from the old town for where Tony supposedly grew up and who's the boss, like Mrs. Rosini, that was his acting. Like he would go full on at that. Hey, me, how you doing? Angela, Samantha, mold, Mrs. Rosini making the meatball.
Today, with narrowcasting being what it is, there aren't as many famous people that are. I mean, there are a lot of famous people, but not anybody that's way up there.
It's very different because you can find the audience finds you because people can pass it around. It used to be that if you went and did a club or theater, whatever, you'd have to do a person general enough that the whole audience would get it. If you did, like we always talk about the Jim Rome, just do this. I can only do this for a few seconds because only 5 people are getting it. I agree with that. But then I'd have to go to a break to a Dr. Phil. What were you thinking? So more people would get something. So it goes from specific to generic in my act. Well, on the internet, you can do something very specific. So I did a while ago. I did a Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. Hi, I'm Saul Goodman, and that got passed around like crazy by people who are the fans of that.
Yeah.
And Odenkirk loves it, so it's like one of those things where, people see it and then more people see it because of that, but the fans can pass it around to each other. That was something we didn't have, coming up. So I do think you can get more specific with it, but it's just weird. What do people, with algorithms the way they are, the weird thing about impressions is one impression might hit one audience, and then the algorithm will send a different impression that's not the same audience to the same people, and it'll just die on the internet. And then it might come around later where a bunch of people see it because the right group sees it eventually. But it's a very interesting thing where, like I said, you can be very specific, a very odd impression, and then
do you know which ones right now are getting the most circulation?
Probably some stuff with the Paul Giamatti does do well. The different things I broke down Robert Downey Jr., which is If you're counting, it's 1, 2, burp, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the cadence. He's a human Twitter feed. 140 characters, 280 characters less. Everything's about himself. He could be giving out an Academy Award, which is supposed to be about the nominees, but turned it back to him. Like, these people deserve your applause almost as much as I do. Hashtag awesome. Those are the ones. For some reason, the Seth Rogen does Joe Rogan ones. I mean, it just depends. I mean, sports guys, I do less of the sports people than I used to because I'm trying to just get out of that. Like I just felt like I was always doing the same thing. But even I threw out something the other day, a Barkley thing. Because Charles Barkley watches less college basketball than the average person. I mean, it's an unbelievable situation where he's the only guy who can do that, be totally unprepared, and it's better, right? You watch him, he's like, what's the guy's name? He can't get names right. He's like, Flippadowski. It's Filipowski. Filipowski. Yeah. He's been one of the top college players all year. How do you say that, Ernie? Flippadowski? Filipowski. Oh, that's what I meant. Filipowski. Filipowski did a really nice job, And then he passed it to the guy with the headband. You don't know any of the players. Is that number 75? There's no 75 out there. 75 had the headband with Flippadowski. None of those things are real. And you're still throwing it out there. But that's what makes him great because nobody's watched college basketball all year. And then for March Madness, everybody watches and has an opinion, and it's perfect for. If you ever notice, they go to Jay Wright first or Clark Kellogg to actually have insight on, and then it becomes entertainment because they go to Charles and Kenny. So they'll do the insight with Clark Kellogg, and then it becomes good. And I think he does a really good job. He did this earlier in the year. He hasn't been playing until just now. Well, that's because Flippadowski. Again, you created. That's a character in your head. That guy doesn't. And then Shaq said, "Shaq's not on this show." Well, Gail told me that's a different show too.
Frank Caliendo is our guest. Frank's going back on the road. You can see this stuff live, and it's great. Frank's going to be in Verona, New York at the Turning Stone Resort Casino. April 12th, ladies and gentlemen. That would be on, is that a Friday night? That's very nice.
Yes, Friday night.
Okay, cool. And Frank's got a bunch of other stuff coming up, including Chicago shows with Willie G, May 3rd and 4th. I would be remiss if I did not mention our big show coming up in Charleston, West Virginia, Friday night. Featuring Patty G, Willie G, Jeff Oskey, Josh Arnold, right over there. And I'll be your host along with Christy Lee. So hope to see you there. And a special edition of this program that morning from the same location, the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center, the big theater there. So look forward to seeing you in Charleston. Right now we return to the news desk. I see over there sitting in for Christy Lee. It's Jess Hooker.
According to a recent poll, most people still enjoy April Fool's Day. The survey found that nearly
April Fools.
nearly 65% of people said they enjoy the holiday. 1 in 3 respondents said that it is always fair game to prank someone who pranked you first.
Okay.
15% of people believe no one deserves to be the target of a prank. However, 60% said it is possible to go too far with a practical joke.
Oh, sure.
The most taboo pranks were pantsing someone.
Oh, you pants them. Have you ever been pantsed in public, Tom?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, way back when. Yeah, you do
All
that
the way
these
down.
days. You do that these days. You're looking at HR.
We always called it de-pantsing. We never called it
That
pantsing.
makes more sense, but
Yeah.
we always called it pantsing.
Pantsing, yeah.
Oh, really hip guys say,
Oh, okay. My
pants him! Stuff like that. Yeah.
bad. Catfishing someone is considered taboo.
Seems particularly cruel.
That's
Yeah.
illegal.
What about leaving someone stranded on an African island? Is that it?
Is that in there at all?
Faking a proposal or a breakup.
Oh, there you go.
Boy.
Could you imagine faking a proposal?
That
That's
is
awful.
just-
See, I've gone on. I hate April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
I hate practical jokes.
What about faking a pregnancy test? Is that on there anywhere?
Boy,
No,
that's rough
a lot of
also.
people, they don't. That's
You
kind of.
send the
you don't
boyfriend.
do that at all.
You don't
Yeah.
do that anymore?
I bet they do.
Yeah.
Changing someone's phone settings or contacts.
Annoying. Yeah.
Tampering with someone's food or drink.
Oh, yeah, poison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that funny how that doesn't taste like that fluid you put in your windshield wiper thing?
He's foaming at the mouth. I didn't expect that.
Funny stuff.
The
You're not
most
allergic to belladonna, are you?
The most acceptable pranks are
Oh, here we go.
filling a room full of helium balloons,
Okay.
Putting googly eyes on unexpected household objects. I've seen this in the grocery store recently.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Somebody put googly eyes on a baby on a diaper, on a package of diapers, which is kind of
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
You pick up your stapler that has googly eyes.
Yeah,
I like it.
that.
Yeah, mildly amusing.
Yeah.
Posting something false or fake on social media is an acceptable prank?
No.
That happens every day.
Our president is got the wrong name.
Here are
up
the
there.
kids. Here are the kids getting on the school bus just before it blew up. Funny stuff. No, it's awful.
Just before it blew up. I mean, you co-opted the characters and you turned them into
and
that.
then you tell us stop doing it, and then
I forgot it. Sorry.
Messing with someone who's fallen asleep, maybe like the whipped cream in the hand and the feather on the nose.
Is fair game?
Yeah, I guess so, right? That'd
We
fall in
did
there.
the classic
Post-it note.
Seems mild.
Or
classic.
Sharpies.
We
Yeah.
did the bowl of water.
Oh, yeah.
And the hand in there, and they wet their pants. Which
sure.
Very elaborate. Never works.
we put the post-it notes on the guy who fell asleep outside the shack, the studio. Remember that? We covered him in post-it notes.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember my cousin Heather, we put her hand in a bowl of ketchup and she had her period.
Oh.
Yeah.
That works.
Hang on a second, Josh. There you go.
It worked.
Yep. It totally worked.
Intentionally scaring someone, which is my personal favorite. I think it's hilarious when someone's
I love it
scared.
too, yeah.
I love
When
it so
they,
much.
they seize their chest and go down.
My family, that's all we did every day.
We used to hide
My mom
behind
would
the
sneak
shower
up on
cur-
us.
Yes.
We would sneak up on her.
And have pans.
Really?
Lids from pans.
I did that a lot.
Bang on
Just
them.
walk behind somebody and bang the pans
Oh,
together.
I'm more of a subtle.
Oh, no.
Just a
No.
I'd be behind my mom for so long, and she'd be doing laundry, and I would just go, "Hey, mom," and she would.
It's finally happening.
Well, interesting stuff. No thanks. I'm not a fan.
No. Okay.
Not on April Fool's.
No.
I just don't like it when like news people do that.
Yes.
I think if you are known for breaking some sort of news or you're in the news business, don't just stay away.
Yeah, exactly.
There's already enough issue. Like, just rely on credibility.
right.
Yeah. NPR famously did a story about people having their belly buttons removed, and it was an April Fool's prank.
Oh,
And-
NPR?
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
When I think of comedy, I look to
yeah,
NPR.
yeah. It was not very smart. Although I think there probably would be people who'd have their belly button removed. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
A smoother, sleeker.
it wouldn't be the dumbest surgery we've heard about recently. I picked one story just for you, Jess.
Oh, I see that. A Norwegian man got a ruler tattooed to his finger to make his life easier.
Oh.
Mr. Stefan Carlson asked his wife, tattoo artist Julie Stromson, to do the tattoo for him. She inked 10 lines 1 centimeter apart onto Mr. Carlson's right index finger.
That's a long finger, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Would that be?
10 centimeters? There's no way my finger's
10
10
lines,
centimeters.
1 centimeter apart. Yeah. The naval officer from Trondheim said he loves his tattoo and can't wait to use it whenever he wants. Mr. Carlson is not alone. Adam Savage from Mythbusters tattooed a 6-inch ruler on his left forearm.
Forearm, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, if you're doing a lot of carpentry and you want
Well, what do you do with the one on your finger? Like, see how far you get it up your nose or something?
I'm not sure what kind of work this guy does. I imagine, sadly, this may come in handy for the
bedroom.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Looks like Navy work. He probably does all the time. Something.
He's got to know how long stuff is all the time. I mean,
yeah, got to do a lot of measuring.
Tying knots. You had to measure knots.
Oh, you got to measure those knots.
You ever have that happen, Tom? Pull a knot out, make a knot and shove it in and pull it out slow. No?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, never mind.
I mean, for the so-called dick pics, is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah. I had a tattoo removed from my index fingers.
And explain that to Frank. I would love this story.
When I was in college, I thought it would be funny to have Fu Manchu tattooed on my fingers. Yeah.
Well, because doesn't Jack Black have?
I think other people do have one finger.
Mustache.
I thought it would be really funny to do it like this and have curly mustache on the palm of my hands. Luckily, a friend talked me out of that.
Wow.
I just did this. But
So you would hold
eventually
your fingers under your nose,
Yes.
around your mouth, and you had them. How long did it take to get those taken off?
Not long, because tattoos on your fingers wear very fast.
Did it hurt? Did it hurt?
It was the most painful. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's awful.
Worse than childbirth?
Yes. Yeah, because I didn't get an epidural with this.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. We use enough carpentry. I know guys that can eyeball really, really well.
I'm not one of those guys.
Oh, my shop teacher could do it. He was amazing. He could look at a table and go, yeah, that's 64 and a half inches.
No kidding.
Yeah.
He's measure twice, cut once.
He was the best.
Jess, don't they say that epidurals are for weak women?
They do.
Isn't that,
And I am very, very weak.
Yeah, wimps
Yes,
is what they say.
Just a big baby.
Have the emails started coming in?
Still from the ketchup. It's still coming from there.
Bowl of ketchup and they have their period instantaneously.
Well, speaking of discomfort,
Yeah.
there are certain things you can do during different types of discomfort. The discomfort of childbirth, of course, an epidural can help out with that. But if you have something simpler going on, perhaps some knee pain, hip pain, back pain, well, I say simple, but it can be annoying, can't it? Super frustrating. Perhaps it's because your foundation is unsound, much like my mental capacity. Go to orangeinsoles.com. See what they can do for you. If you work on your feet all day, you're putting stress on your body. Orange Insoles offer arch support and a deep cup to properly support your heel, your feet, and therefore your whole body, helping alleviate that discomfort you have. Think of a table, my friends. If it's wobbly, it's because it doesn't have proper support. If you're feeling a little wobbly, it's because you don't have proper support. I know how that is. I work with these people. Great.
Just get on with it.
See what I mean? They're great for work boots, sneakers, dress shoes, you name it. And the fitting is perfect because what you've done is you've gone to orangeinsoles.com and you've taken their insole quiz. That's right. They also come true to size, so there's no cutting required, and they get you hooked up with the right size and the depth of the arch and everything. So,
as you can see, Frank, what's happening is he's going without a net.
Yeah.
He's currently plummeting toward the circus floor.
I like to hold the parachute and see if I can get it on before the end of the ad.
Oh, good.
Oftentimes, I pass away by hitting the ground. But you won't. Head to orangeinsoles.com today for free shipping. Plus, Orange Insoles come with a 60-day We Want You to Be Happy guarantee. That's orangeinsoles.com. And a big thank you to Orange Insoles for helping us out. We'd love to help you out because it's a fine product. Feel better, do more. orangeinsoles.com.
Thank you very much, Josh. By the way, just a little parenthetical note here. If you're giving birth, Orange Insoles might help you before and after, not during. Just want to clarify.
Yeah.
Dear dumbass, I had my Orange Insoles on while pushing. No, it's not going to help you there. Sorry, man. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
Chick, I have a letter for you.
Let me hear it, Josh.
It's titled Sports Oversight.
Luckily, that's my specialty.
As usual, it begins. Chick Sports News continues to ignore the sport of hockey.
Hockey.
While pointing out the Final Four is set for men's and women's basketball, he neglected the fact that
this better not have the word frozen in it.
It sure do. The Frozen Four is set for this weekend.
Boston and Boston College and I don't know.
I'm surprised that Josh, being the hockey fan, hasn't pointed this out to the Chickster. Well,
that's what you're doing now.
I see. What happens is I point it out to Chick. He talks about it. Tom gets real mad.
Yeah. How dare you do sports during sports?
Yeah.
It is a battle I have lost, so I apologize, but
The Frozen Four.
Yeah.
I did not realize college hockey had that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. College hockey's fun.
It's like Minnesota State, and they're badass hockey schools, man. Yeah, they really are.
All right. Did you mention that joining us in the studio is sports fan Frank Caliendo?
Oh, no, I did. I forgot to talk.
Did you say to Frank, hey, Frank, do you do any hockey players?
I believe Frank earlier said he's trying to get away from
What would it be like
sports.
if Jeff Goldblum watched hockey?
Oh, look out. He's going around the net and scores. Yes.
I like it.
See, there you go. You reeled it back in. I appreciate that very much.
What is the rule, Frank? And I think I know the answer to this. But what is the rule if someone comes to you and says, we couldn't get Jeff Goldblum, would you come in and do an invitation to him for our product, or would that be?
Oh yeah, you can't do
Can't
that.
do that.
Yeah, that's Morgan Freeman. I think has lawyers on speed dial.
Yeah.
Because then you're not trying to sell it with a cool voice. You're trying to actually present it as Morgan Freeman. So. And I know people who have been sued for that, and I would never. Yeah, even if you get yourself indemnified. I did a video game where I did a Madden type of character. He was the coach, and it was they tried to sue for that. I don't know what happened because I was indemnified for it, and I was named in some things, and they were like, well, it's kind of like him, but it doesn't look like him because they drew a different face and stuff like the animation was completely different. But he was going, boom! I mean, you're on the sideline,
Right.
So I say no to everything. I had AI people try to have me do some stuff where they wanted to use actors. Downey was one, Morgan Freeman was one. They wanted some others where they wanted me to help the AI learn somehow. And I'm like, absolutely not, because and the agents are presenting to me. I'm like, but I get sued for that and never work again. First of all, it's like the people would find out about that, and that's just a bad idea. And like, well, there's the people doing it were like, there's nobody to sue. I'm like, there's definitely people to sue. They just haven't figured out who they are yet.
Good move.
Eventually, somebody's going to get sued. So I stay away from doing any. A lot of times, I did a local Houston ad for something with John Madden 20 years ago, and they just asked that they do celebrity voice impersonated.
Okay.
But if you do something on a bigger scale, they tend to look into it a little bit more.
Do you know that we know a guy, I won't say his name, but he did Sam Elliott, remember? For like a major beer sponsor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if he's still doing it or not, but I know
there's also a case in which
it sounded just
they
like
couldn't
Sam.
they couldn't get a specific actor. He'd done a movie, but they couldn't get him to come back and loop the dialogue.
Right.
And they finally just gave up on trying to get the guy, so they hired this friend of ours, who I won't say who it was, and he went in and did it, and no one knows, including the actor.
Well, sometimes what they'll do is they'll then pay the actor, like they'll settle it under the table or something, not on the table, but secretly they don't make big news about it because they don't want to draw more attention to it. But they'll say, listen, they either cease and desist or they come after you and say, just give us. I know somebody that that Morgan Freeman got paid $1 million for the other person to do his voice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean because you're selling with the person's voice.
Yeah.
You're not. You're picturing Morgan Freeman talking when you hear that. So it's a calling card. I mean, it's their own thing. It's identifying them.
That's what Tom Hanks has his brother Jim do all of the Toy Story, like the games.
Oh, like
and
the
toys.
Disney stuff.
Yeah, his brother Jim does his voice
No
as
kidding.
Woody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
he's like, I don't have time to do it. and my brother
This
can
is
do
a little
it.
bit inside, so it's kind of like Gallagher 2.
Yeah, I guess.
Remember that era
Yeah.
where Gallagher sent his brother out?
Yeah.
Well, there were car commercials with Richard Dreyfuss's brother, I think, too. Like, you want the most exquisite ride in the world.
I love Richard Dreyfuss, by the way.
It is. This is exactly what I believe.
Laugh.
It's very tough for me when Frank is on the air with us because I always want to do the one hack thing, which is what would it be like if fill in the blank did fill in the
I
blank.
swear to God,
it's irresistible.
That is
to
such
me.
a hack equation that I love. I will,
See, that's the thing. I love it too.
Here's the thing, though. Now it's hip.
Yeah.
That is like it used to be in stand-up comedy. If I did something like that, people would be like, "Why you do it? Do something original and different." And now the internet is filled with, "What if Seth Rogen worked at Chipotle?"
I don't know. Just throw some rice in there, right?
Who doesn't love that? Yes.
That's the thing. I know. I just love that.
You want white rice or brown rice? Now you got to choose a meat. You want the smoked ham? We don't even have that, but I've got some in the back.
That impression I appreciate so much because it's dead on, and it reminds me how much I actually like Seth Rogen.
Yeah. There are some that do that where you actually think of the person.
Yeah,
and that's a fun element.
And I've still told the story 50 times before, but when I saw Frank in Vegas, it was the big room,
right?
And at least a third of the crowd was from Japan.
Yep.
I mean, from Japan.
And guess what? I'm not huge in Japan.
But they lit up
Right.
when Frank did Arnold Schwarzenegger and when he did Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Those were the two that they, even if they didn't speak a lot of English, they got.
Yeah, and that was always, if you did big movie stars, that's what I'm talking about, being broad in that kind of a setting. Vegas, people don't always know what they're going to see, so they have a vague idea. But again, most of the time, impressionists, if you see them in Vegas, they're singing impressions, so they're singing songs that everybody knows with voices they know, not doing comedy, comedic versions.
Now, can you sing? I never asked.
I could a little bit, not as well as like a Pat Godwin, but I never worked on it, so I could sing some. If I really worked on a song, I could, but I can't. As soon as you put the music on, I'd have trouble staying with the music. So that would be a different.
Maybe you could do a spoken word like a Shatner thing. Those serious things where
yes, of course,
Shatner does Dylan.
Why not? That's one of my favorite stories, is sitting down with William Shatner for 45 minutes, and it seemed like seconds. That's how good it was. I was like, I was by your house. Oh, really? Do tell. Why were you there? I was there at Bertinelli's house. Valerie Bertinelli and her husband at the time. I went to visit them, and they lived right next to William Shatner. He goes, he didn't mention the fence, did he? I'm like, what about the fence? Well, we're trying to get him to rebuild it.
That's so funny. We're going to come right back with a little bit of a visit with Ms. Etta May coming up as well. And Frank Caliendo. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Catch any part of the show you missed later today on our YouTube channel.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Bash.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Jess Hooker at the news desk. Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold at the sidekick chair.
I'm just reading I caused some trouble. Reading an email.
Oh, now what?
There's Ace Cosby. I'm Chick. Here's Tom.
Okay, before we get into trouble, we have
we have a special guest.
A couple of them.
Oh,
we
there
have comedian Frank Caliendo has joined us in the studio, and someone that Frank met years and years ago is joining us on the Zoom. It's the gorgeous Etta May joining us. Hey, Etta, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Well, I can see you. Let's see, how do I word this delicately? You look so skinny and gorgeous. What's going on with you?
Thank you. Here's the thing. I'm in my 60s now, and I lost a bunch of weight. And in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, when you lose weight, people go, "Oh my goodness, you look great." Well, when you're in your 60s, people go, "Are you okay? Need to sit down? Can I get you something?" I tell you what, though, I've lost all this weight, but the elasticity in your skin is not the same.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No. My skin did not bounce back. It's kind of hanging on me. I'm just like hanging meat on a skeleton. And I'm going to put it this way, Tom. My knees look like they need circumcised.
Well, that'd be quite a look.
I need to take my knees to a brisk.
I see. That's never been stated before in the English language.
I know.
Well, we certainly appreciate
I'm a
it.
trendsetter.
Yeah, well, good. It's good to see you. Etta May, by the way, on tour. I know Evansville coming up Thursday evening. The famous Effingham, Illinois on Friday. Saturday, the Paramount Theater in Anderson. And Sunday, Wabash's Honeywell Center, all featuring Etta May. Jacksonville, Florida, and Lady Lake, Florida, also in the offing. Coming up in April with Etta May. So tell us about what else is happening with your life. You mentioned your age, birthday recently by chance?
Yes, I just had a birthday and I turned 60. And you know what they say, 60 is the new 59.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much by definition, really.
Feeling good about it. 5 more years, I get insurance.
Well, that's right. What is it?
Medicare.
Medicare.
Medicare. If I make it to 65.
Yeah.
Oh, you got this. You got this, Etta.
Yeah, things going okay in your personal life? Everybody all right in your family?
Yeah, I'm still married to the same old man. 42 years.
Wow.
Yep, 42 years. You know what, Tom? Trying to find a good man nowadays is like trying to find a sales clerk at Kmart.
That's kind of deep.
Target or anywhere else.
Yeah. Do they still have Kmarts anywhere? That really makes it tough. I think they may.
What? I tell you what. If I wear red in a Target, I'm going to get asked for a price check.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to scan in something.
What are you doing to keep busy these days?
I'm touring. This tour coming up in Indiana and Effingham, Illinois, is Southern Fried Chicks.
Oh.
So we've been going strong, and that's Sonia White and Jody White, who Jody White is also married to Dale Jones.
Oh.
So, yeah, 2 comics living together. I can't believe that.
I bet that's a million laughs.
Have you had Dale on your show?
That guy's a riot. I saw him get a standing ovation in a casino once that lasted longer than any other standing ovation I've ever seen a comedian get.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been in. I haven't seen him for a while, but absolutely. Yeah, the Southern White Chicks. Starring Etta May. How did you first become?
Southern Fried Chicks.
What did I say?
You said Southern White Chicks. Now, you're not necessarily wrong.
However, tickets are available to everyone.
Yes. Yeah. It's
how badly can you screw up?
We want to let everyone know that they're welcome to see the show.
Yes.
Yes. Come on.
Yes, please.
Do you know what? I just had a terrible experience.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting right here.
As did we, Etta. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Chick.
I am right here also. Thank you, Chick.
Thanks, man.
Southern Fried Chicks. Yeah, sorry.
Southern Fried. No, a month ago, I was doing a show. And this little 20-year-old came up to my merchandise table, and she was waiting for me when I came out of the theater. And she said, I was so offended by your show. You are so unwoke.
Oh,
yeah.
And I went, and I don't know what that means because I'm 60. And so I just pinched myself, and I said, no, I'm up. and I thought she was kidding with me. And she just, did the pouty face. And so then I pinched her and she jumped and I went, oh, you're up too. And then she said, you had so much, was it micro abrasions or micro?
Microaggression?
Aggression, yeah.
Microaggression, which I thought was a facial. I'm going, what show did you see? And then she said, I bet you don't even use the right pronouns. And that's when I snapped. I mean, I have my pushing point. And I looked that little girl straight in the eye and I said, let me tell you something, little missy. I went to public school in Kentucky. I don't even know what a pronoun is.
Thank you. Well, on that note, Etta. On that note, the Southern Fried Chicks.
Fried. Yes, fried.
Not to be confused with a movie from the Wayans brothers from a few years back. I believe. Was that correct, Ace? Thank you very much. Etta, thank you so much. Good seeing you again. Give our best to the Southern Fried Chicks, etc. Okay.
Thanks,
Etta.
Etta. Take care.
Bye.
Well, that was a slip.
She's a sweetheart, isn't she?
Oh, she's so nice. She's lost a ton of weight. She was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could see.
I honestly, that was the first time I've met Etta.
Oh, yeah. She was a bigger gal, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Not that there was anything wrong with that.
You're killing it over there.
Yeah.
Beefy.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right.
Didn't have a lot of paperwork in front of me to confuse me.
How many times have I said, maybe radio's not for you?
I've told you, I can't think and talk at the same time. This
Frank,
is not the place for me.
Frank Caliendo, how does it feel to be canceled just by sitting in a room?
He didn't even do anything.
No, he didn't. He did nothing.
It's lovely.
And you're the most famous in here, so it's going to be Frank Caliendo was part of...
Yeah. Racist comedy tour sweeping the country.
I mean, it isn't an apt description of the
Sure,
roster
but it
on
infers.
stage.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Southern Fried Chicks.
Okay, they're fried, you say.
Hey, guys, just got back in the room. What's been going on?
Hey, you missed it, Frank. I got a request for you to do Stephen A. Smith. Funny enough.
I don't even understand where I've been for this time. Heaven help me.
Hey, here's an idea. Maybe you could rewind that last part and listen to it on your Raycon earbuds.
I will be.
I will be. Many, many times. That's right. Raycon's everyday earbuds are the perfect way to tune out all the noise nowadays and tune into something great like the Bob and Tom Show. Their audio quality rivals all the big audio brands you know and love at a price you'll love even more. With 8 hours of playtime, 32 hours of battery life, seamless Bluetooth syncing, Raycons are there for you, up to the task. Raycons optimized gel tips fit every ear ever made comfortably. They stay in your ears and they stay in place. Additional features like the earbud tap functions and noise isolation, they'd really make the best Mother's Day gift. Buy a pair for mom and buy a pair for yourself. And Raycons offer easy 30-day returns just in case. Go to buyraycon.com/Tom today to get 20% off your Raycon order, plus free shipping. That's 20% off and free shipping at buyraycon.com/Tom. That's buyraycon.com/Tom.
Well, thank you very much, Chick. Coming up, we're gonna hang out with comedian Frank Caliendo, should he decide to stay. Frank's going to be in Verona, New York, at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino coming up on April 12th. And on the 24th, it's Detroit, Michigan, then Carterville, Illinois, May 2nd. Chicago at the Improv with Willie G. That's May 3rd and 4th. Also coming to Pittsburgh and Columbus, Ohio, including the Columbus Funny Bone, May 17th and 18th for some great live stand-up comedy. We're coming right back with Frank, etc. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
So good, so good, so good.
New markdowns up to 70% off are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Fresh kicks, spring tops, new dresses. There's always a score.
I mean, the denim section is unreal.
Why do I rack? All the dresses. I always find something amazing.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to find can't-miss deals on all the spring things. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Doing great, thanks.
Boy, you dumbassed all over that first half hour, didn't you?
I would say the first 20 minutes.
Okay.
I think we'd be more precise.
Still throwing wrenches.
Yep.
Joining us in the studio, it's comedian Frank Caliendo.
I left a while ago.
He's just back after missing that.
How's your water, Frank?
Really good. Room temperature and flat.
That's what he wanted. I got him some nice flat water. We were talking off the air with Patty G and Mr. Frank Caliendo.
Oh, somebody's got a tune.
And I asked Frank if he could sing, and the answer is not really.
Probably correct.
But I thought if we provided you with some great song lyrics, like the song Piano Man, you could perhaps go through this with your various famous people doing it. And I have a random list here. So I hope this isn't unfair, but let's just try this right now with the lyrics to Piano Man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's comedian Frank Caliendo. I'm sorry, it's John C. Reilly.
Oh, I think I could probably sing this one. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man. It's better than you thought it was going to be, isn't it? Sitting next to me.
How about
nice, John?
How about Morgan Freeman?
To his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes.
How about Tracy Morgan?
La da 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 da. That would have been better as me. Da, 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 da.
Okay, Paul Giamatti.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. And you've got us feeling all right.
Adam Sandler.
Here we go. Now, John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke, gonna light up a smoke. But he's someplace that he'd rather be.
Okay, Jeff Goldblum.
He says, Bill, I believe this is what? It's killing me. There's a smile. Ran away from his face. Well, I'm sure that I could be, a movie star if I could get out of this place. Yeah.
How about John Madden?
Oh,
Well, speaking of sports, Mel Kiper Jr.
Now Paul, talking about a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. Spent too much time doing a thing, and he's talking with Davey, who's still in the Navy. You know, the fact of the matter is, probably going to be for life. And the waitress, tremendous job talking politics, and the businessmen, they're slowly getting stoned. Tremendous job, probably going to keep them lower in the draft. Yes, and sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than what? Drinking alone.
Seth Rogen.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man, I guess. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. I got something that makes me feel all right, too.
How about Al Pacino for an ending here?
It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday. And the manager gives me a smile because he knows that it's me they've been coming to see to forget about life for a while. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival. I thought he was going to cut me off, so I got big. And the microphone smells like beer. De Niro time. And they sit at my bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? Stephen A. Smith. Oh, la, da, 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 dee, da, da, da. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. And you've got us feeling all right.
Very nice. Frank Caliendo does Billy Joel.
The Piano Man.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
That was great, Frank. Oh, I feel so good.
Oh, you're welcome, guys.
Very good.
Frank, once again on tour. The Showroom, Turning Stone Resort Casino, Verona, New York. Friday evening, April 12th. The next big show for Frank Caliendo.
And beautiful. Beautiful. Pat was beautiful on the piano.
Thank you for following
amazing.
me as opposed to the way it's supposed to be done.
You were great.
That was very nice. Thank you, Pat Godwin. Pat Godwin will be on the guitar when he joins us for a special event this Friday night. We will be in West Virginia doing a special show that morning with Duke Tomato joining us in the band. And then that evening it'll be Patty G, Willie G, yours truly. Let's see, Josh Arnold, Jeff Oskey, and Christy Lee. It'll be a fun show. Those tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com for Charleston, West Virginia. Now we return to the news desk sitting in for Christy. It is Jess Hooker. What's going on over there?
Experts say men go through their very own version of menopause called andropause.
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't it be manopause?
I would think that'd be the easy way. Right? Yeah. According to study finds, andropause refers to the age-related decline in male hormones, resulting in depression, waning sex drive, sexual dysfunction, loss of muscle mass and tone, and increased abdominal fat. A man's gradual loss of testosterone can begin as young as the age of 35 with a loss of 1 to 1.5% of total testosterone per year. By the age of 80, most male hormone levels decrease to pre-puberty levels.
That's very cheerful hearing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an Android and a cell phone holster. Okay, that's how old I am. I'm gonna wear a sweater vest. And
Do you think you'd ever do that? Get like a holster for your phone?
no,
Yeah.
or nor would I wear a sweater vest.
What's wrong with a sweater vest?
You know he hates them.
It just means you've reached menopause or whatever.
Sweater vest and sweat. You don't like sweatpants either, do you?
No,
Man, you're really missing the boat.
no. I imagine Frank Caliendo, you're probably a sweatpants guy, huh?
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah, I wore shorts today just to mix it up.
Huh.
But I do a lot of like Amazon super cheap apparel. So I could just throw it out.
Because you're at your house a lot, right?
Yeah, too much.
Do you have like an area you can go where your wife isn't?
I used to, but now there's some of her junk in there. It's slowly but surely. We've had a lot of rooms that I'm told that I've got all these places that are just mine, but I look around and it's all her stuff. So,
you want out? I know a guy.
You need a safe house?
I love it. I love it.
I love it.
Frank, didn't you have a second house?
Yeah.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, my son's out there though now.
No.
So
Oh.
the second half. Yeah, I'm even just talking about a little office now. I've moved past owning that and understanding. Yeah,
It's a place you can go. This menopause thing. This sounds kind of fake.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't think so at all.
Been around all of you enough.
Yeah, you have a certain cyclical rhythm with whatever
You all
planet
do.
you
yeah,
want
but
to
I think
mention.
this is. I think menopause can be a lot more serious. Don't you think that a lot more?
I think it belittles menopause a little bit.
Yeah,
I think that the symptoms of menopause are more extreme.
Yeah.
And they're obviously they affect us more.
All this is saying
Whatever.
is that the gradual.
Josh, how could you say that?
the gradual decline, I think, is as Josh, you put it best. I think this is kind of saying, okay, we have it too.
Yeah, no, let's relax, guys. But I don't think any guys are going, I'm going through menopause or andropause.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Just going, I'm getting older.
Yeah, at least I don't have my period anymore. That was a hassle, huh? Right,
Yeah,
Josh?
no kidding. Man, no.
What does
menopause, is a real, legit thing
and
that
it will
affects
wreck your life.
Yeah.
I've never seen a woman suddenly go, I'm going to go get New Balance sneakers.
Yeah.
What does Midol have in it that helps with? I know it's
naproxen,
but that's a
and caffeine.
Yeah, that's a painkiller. But what does it have to? I guess
It does.
I think it has a really good ad agency
mood?
behind it.
Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else in there. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's just a
Probably
pain
helps
reliever.
some, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the, it reminds me of those things like, I'm a chocoholic. Oh, really? You're
Oh, God.
addicted to chocohol. You've lost your family and your job
Really?
because you.
Yeah, I heard there's fentanyl in it now,
Can we
right?
not. Let's keep the alcoholism analogy out of our desserts.
It is odd,
please.
Yeah.
Although Nikki Glaser had a great joke once, if she doesn't mind me. She goes, "Yeah, my mom is a shopaholic. She's addicted to shopping for alcohol."
Well, why did they ever put the suffix on alcoholic is just ick, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a holic. A hol is
Right.
part of alcohol,
Right.
So it would be chocolate ick.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Yeah,
That's
right.
what it should
You don't
be.
need chocohol.
I'm chocolate ick. It's like when they put gate on the end of stuff because of Watergate.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the name of the hotel. It has nothing to do. It's not a suffix that actually means something.
Right.
So ick is the only alcohol, and if you're addicted to alcohol, it's ick.
Yeah.
Alcohol ick.
I'm a chocolate
chocolate ick. Sugar ick. You're not a hall.
But you got to hand it to him for the gate thing sticking around. That was
pretty
more than-
amazing.
That's true.
What was it, 60 years ago? I mean, and it's still being lopped on the stuff.
Deflategate, Tom. What about Deflategate?
Deflategate, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where the cheating New England Patriots put the balls. All right, sorry.
Good morning, Tom. My name is Jim. I live in Ohio. Sweet baby Jesus. Can you watch it next time, please? I damn near drove off the road when you said the white chicks thing. Will you watch your mouth?
If had it been written down in the sheet, I probably wouldn't have.
That's Jim. Oh, what are you blaming? The mistake?
Me.
It wasn't written
It's not
down
written
for
here,
it?
you see.
It's not written there.
No, I had no idea this was part of that tour.
Really?
The white chicks. Or
You're
the,
really blaming that?
What's it called?
Yeah. But had it been written down, he wouldn't have done it twice.
It's not inaccurate.
Oh, Tom.
It isn't inaccurate, but it's the wrong name. Because it sends the wrong message.
Sorry.
Don't you envy him to have that kind of attitude about yourself? Well, it's not my fault, certainly. It wasn't written down.
Nobody's going to make a joke anymore. Don't blame me.
A joke now. Not a mistake.
No.
It was a joke that nobody can take.
Well, I'm sorry.
Everybody loves white
What are the
shirts.
signs of aging for you in a man? Miss Hooker, I mean, there's certain things you see and go, okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I have one.
For me, it's just, I mean, I know women complain too, but when guys complain, like, I just feel like that's kind of old.
You're getting old and crotchety, that kind of thing?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Right.
Oh,
yeah.
geez.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself. That's right.
Yeah. I don't, yeah.
So like the fact that I want to get a lock for my thermostat, does that mean I'm getting old?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
wow.
must,
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
would say you're going to get one of those clear panel boxes that goes over
Oh,
it.
yes.
And put the little.
I think they'd sell those in packs of twos with the giant sunglasses, too.
Yeah, but I would need that for my new apartment I'd have to move out to move into. Maybe Frank and I could become roommates.
Yeah.
The new odd couple.
Sex drive is for me. That's really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a buddy recently go, hey, I got a Pornhub subscription. You want my password? And I was like, I'm all right. But if I were 24,
Oh,
Right.
sure.
I'd be like, yes, and I'll see you in 3 weeks. No. What happened?
Isn't your aches and pains, right, Tom? I mean,
He gets some aches and pains.
yeah, getting going.
Well, I'm trying to think of what else. Needing a lot more sleep and not getting it, that's a problem.
The monochromatic clothes, I feel like that happens a lot. Like it's yeah, I'm looking
You
at
mean
you.
like me?
That
Yeah.
I've been dressing like an old man my whole life, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, in the winter, I wear the Carhartts, and
you
they're-
put the
they've
yeah,
got some flair, a
colorful.
little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
of- One
yeah.
does want a hint of color, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to think. I'm trying to think of some of the things that I've actually started to go the opposite way, where I've tried to start. I've realized I'm getting older, so I'm doing more things to take care of myself.
Yes.
That's more the way I've gone. Like, I hadn't been to the doctor for maybe a couple decades, and then I had to have 2 teeth removed.
Oh.
So I'm like, I better go and have a physical. So I went and had the physical, and I was worried what the numbers were going to come back. I thought your
A1C?
A1C was going to come back as syrup. I thought it was
Yes, yeah.
but it came back good, but it came back fine within good numbers because I exercise so much. But my blood pressure was crazy. My blood pressure was very high. I was like 175 over 90 something.
Oh, that's high.
Wait, the story gets better. So, so I did that, got it done, got on a medication. Then I went 2 weeks later to go have my teeth extracted. And I sat in the chair, and blood pressure, because they were going to put me under. First of all, we're driving. My wife's driving me there. We're in traffic. I don't like traffic. That's why I like being a comedian. You drive at weird times. Traffic was bad. Michelle's the head of the HOA. Queen, I think, is her title. And she's talking about all the problems in the HOA. I'm starting to build up anger and stuff like that. I get there, and they say, oh, we didn't know we were putting you under, because I didn't listen to everything they said, like the important parts. So they put that down, then they can do it. And Michelle's making a fuss about it, my wife, and a little bit, not bad, but just like, how could you not know that kind of a thing? I'm like, because I'm an idiot and I need your help on everything. So I sit in the chair. Blood pressure goes to 232 over 130.
Oh.
And he goes, they tested it a bunch of times. It went up gradually to get to that point. And then he tested it. And the oral surgeon was kind of laughing because he's like, might be a record. He's doing bits, which is great, which I kind of like, because it like broke it a little bit for me. But it's like, you need to go to a hospital now. So I went home. And what I did was I just relaxed myself to get myself down, and I took a warm shower and a bunch of things and just tried to breathe. I breathed through it. And I got myself down to my normal numbers, which is still fairly high, but like 135-ish over 80-something. So I call the doctor the next day, and he goes, no, you did exactly what you should have done, because if you go to the emergency room, your blood pressure is going to go crazier while you're sitting there worried, and you already had the anxiety. So
Frank's experience may not be your own.
We have
to.
Yeah.
I have a question that's kind of not on topic, but is. Were you concerned that with the teeth taken out, it would affect your ability to do voices?
Yeah, 100%. So I had
remember
done-
remember
one of
the
my
Freddie
teeth-
Mercury thing? The
Yeah,
singer Freddie Mercury didn't want to get his teeth fixed because he was afraid it would ruin his singing voice.
Right. One of my teeth had been actually broken. They were both molars. One of them had been broken for 30 years. And they couldn't believe there was so little bone loss. I'm like, that's because I'm Cro-Magnon. I have a giant skull. I have a giant head. And they're like, that's probably pretty close. But it is weird. You go to the dentist, and it sounds like a bit, but this is real, that when they want you to do voices while you're in the... like I'm doing, could you do some Morgan Freeman? Like, oh, that's fantastic. That's amazing. Now do John C.
Dentists probably would be good code breakers because they can understand people talking while having tools in their mouth. Right now, we're hanging out with comedian Frank Caliendo. I want to remind you that our friends at HelloFresh have something new going on, including a new code, which is BTS House Suite. I will explain why in just a second. HelloFresh wants to make mealtimes a lot easier and a lot better by sending you that box, in the box, fresh ingredients, of course, and the recipe cards, and everything is pre-measured and ready to go. You put together delicious recipes, the kind of stuff you'd be never be able to figure out on your own. You become a better chef, of course, and you're going to have everybody clean their plates. By the way, HelloFresh right now has over 45 recipes on any given week and over 30 calorie-smart and protein-smart options on the menu so you can stay on top of your food goals. Don't spend a lot of time wandering around the grocery store trying to find ingredients and looking everything up. Nope. HelloFresh has everything in the box. You put it together, have some fun. What are you working on over there, Jess Hooker?
Ooh, I just made the sticky, spicy chicken with sesame rice. Fresh, delicious ingredients, prepped and prepared in less than 30 minutes.
Sign up today, by the way, and you'll get a free dessert for life as long as you keep that HelloFresh subscription up and running. Free dessert. That's why we have the new code BTS House Suite. So you go to HelloFresh.com/BTS House Suite. Join HelloFresh today and get that free dessert for life. Once again, one free dessert per box with an active subscription by going to HelloFresh.com/BTS How Sweet. Coming up, we're still hanging out with Frank Caliendo, and we'll review what happened on this day in history. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Get a look at today's show on our YouTube channel.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Jess Hooker at the news desk. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
Josh Arnold is
Hi.
here. Ace Cosby. I'm Chick McGee. And here's Tom with our special guest.
He's Frank Caliendo.
Yes, he is.
The great comedian, Frank. Friday, this is coming up on the 12th of April. It'll be the showroom at Turning Stone Resort and Casino, starring Frank Caliendo. That'll be a great show. Get your tickets now for a great weekend, actually, because you can go there, have some fun, and stick around, have even more fun. Now, it's time for us to show Frank how we like to wrap things up by doing a little bit of a lesson for everyone.
Today in history. What number is it in April, Tom?
2. Dose.
Very good.
The deuce.
Wow. The dose.
1513.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Martin Luther.
Who was credited with the, shall we say, European discoverers of...
Ponce de Leon.
Yeah. And I used to love the...
Is it?
Yeah. The Scrooge McDuck thing, Ponce de Leon.
Ponce de Leon.
That's what I called him when I was little. And that's when I first heard about the Fountain of Youth.
Sure.
Wouldn't that be great?
That's a weird first name. Ponce? Yo, Ponce!
Ponce!
Ponce, my man.
Poncenator.
Sweet Ponce.
Yes. That's sweet.
Short for Poncerelli.
Arthur Poncerelli?
Arthur Poncerelli, yeah. Hey. Mr. C.
This is a really obscure fact that I think is more interesting than most of the other things on this date. In 1931, 17-year-old Ms. Jackie Mitchell purportedly struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in an exhibition game. Now, some said it was a publicity stunt, but Babe and Lou never Never let on that it was.
Yeah.
Was she a part of the female baseball teams? or
Apparently.
something?
But who knows? That's just an obscure.
So she just didn't come out of the crowd and have a baseball.
I'm not
in the
sure.
glove,
There's not that much information here. I'm just
Really?
reading it's on the roster here. But I mean, the Babe was probably drunk, and maybe the ALS was kicking in for. I don't know why.
Okay.
Or maybe she was just good.
Yeah, could have been a real good thrower. Yeah, that's.
You know what?
Well, that was
just no. I don't believe it.
You know what? That's far worse what you just did than having no information. That was amazing.
I know. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right.
Let's see. Wow. 1956. Josh.
Brooklyn Dodgers.
Which soap opera premiered?
Oh, in 1956?
Yeah.
I believe that was Guiding Light.
No, As the World
As the World
Turns.
Turns, yeah.
That's a
54 seasons, more than 13,000 episodes.
Are they on right now?
No.
No.
This says it ended in 2010.
As the World Turns.
A lot of them are just streaming now. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been caught up in them. I've had friends that have, but have you ever been caught up in a soap opera?
Yeah. We watched Passions in college.
Boy, that was the smutty one.
Oh, it was awful. It was so bad. It was
Sleazy.
so bad.
Isn't that the one with the witch?
Was it Supernatural or something about passion?
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
There was a witch and there was a dwarf and
Yeah.
there was a lot of things. But
Tim
and then
Conway.
I watched all the.
What you gonna do? Kiss me now. What you gonna do? Do the touch toes first.
Hey, Tim, the gag is enough. You don't need the accent, too.
What's the problem?
Birthdays. Happy birthday, 1742. Charlemagne.
Yeah.
One of the first to go with the one name thing.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Great, buddy.
You got, Charlemagne, Elvis, Cher.
Isn't there an awful Steely Dan song called Charlemagne?
Great song, King Cher.
God,
Good
pick a
Charlemagne.
melody.
Oh, it's a
They picked a lot of
tremendous
good
song.
ones.
Can't
Josh.
do anything with it.
Oh.
It's about a drug dealer.
I love it.
Great
Nothing.
song.
You were Italian in there.
A mess.
Okay, how about another one for the one name thing? I'll tell you what, Frank, you're of Italian heritage. What was the first name of this guy born in 1725? Casanova.
Mario.
I'm so sorry.
Good
Giacomo.
Giacomo.
Giacomo Casanova.
believe it
Which
was-
Casanova means, of course, house that explodes. Right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Newhouse.
Yeah.
Oh,
By a star.
okay, sorry.
Oh.
I don't know.
Hans Christian Andersen, born in 1805. He would make terrifying Disney cartoons. And, okay, this is an easy one.
People got a lot of job interviews. They hope to have a Hans job.
They did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They-
Thank you.
I want Frank to go out on a positive note, so I'm going to give him an easy one.
Okay.
1875, this man founded a car company. What car company was it? His name was Walter Chrysler.
Chrysler.
There we go. See? I'll make the guests feel good.
Nope, it was Waltz Vroom Vrooms. Nobody. Did you guys?
And the first model, the Jesus Chrysler. No.
Okay. Let's see.
Nothing for Waltz Vroom Vroom.
Alec,
Oh, it's silly.
Alec Guinness, born in this date in 1914.
Okay, we're
Can you do
obviously
Alec Guinness?
The bottom of the barrel.
Even at the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, just did it.
Suck on that, Caliendo.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye, born in this date.
Was not.
39.
Yeah.
Mr. Gay.
Didn't we have a story about him yesterday?
Yeah.
He was killed the day before
his birthday. Yeah.
That's brutal.
By his dad.
Probably something about his birthday.
Don't say I never gave you nothing. Bam! Bam!
Hey, number one with a bullet.
Tom has mace. This is things we learned on today's show. Tom has mace in his scissor drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that for dog attacks?
Yes.
Yeah.
If your dog ever gets attacked by a coyote or another dog, it's okay to spray mace on him. Coyote, sorry.
Coyote.
My neighbor's dog was just killed by a coyote.
Sorry
It's
for
a
your
terrific
neighbor.
story.
It's true.
What else we learned?
So many things are true. We don't mention them on
I'm
the
trying to
air.
help people. I'm just saying.
Josh had a dream.
We learned that you don't end the show on a high note.
Yeah, no, we sure don't.
Oh, that's that. Thank you very much. What was your name again?
Bunch of white chicks going to go do comedy. Isn't that right? Something like that?
Southern ones.
Yeah, southern white chicks. Josh had a dream. He adopted 2 children that came from a lab.
Yeah. They were like named D103 and D104, and D103 had a cold, and I had to give him some nose spray. But they were
left that part
they were
out
my
earlier.
boys.
Now, see, you spent so much time in South Korea. I heard that you were going to adopt a child from there.
I'd love to. Honestly, yeah.
Name him Kia.
Kia.
What?
Kia.
Hyundai?
Ford?
Anything?
End on a positive note, right?
Yeah. You're walking out of the building.
Okay.
Positive for everybody.
Up here, I'm halfway to the car.
Don't slam the door, Frank. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Just got to get a hold of us. Call, fax, mail, or email. Get all the contact information you need at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Why? Because you're not playing me.
With rapid fire takes.
Y'all went from the Super Bowl straight to the toilet bowl. He's not over the NFL. The NFL is over him.
Scorching debates.
All the good, all the bad, all the ups, all the downs.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
Sorry for what I said because it was appropriate when I said it, but I can't say it anymore, dude. You are killing the game.
The Jim Rome Show podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.